Beep 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 beep. Hello. How's you, Yume? Nekos? Hello. Today I'm rocking glasses. Aren't they look cute? I rigged them in like evening. I really like them. Aren't they cool? Maybe it's my favorite thing that I rigged out of all my model. I don't know, they're kinda cool. The bleaks, the shadows, the reflections. Everything looks cute. I look kinda like a nerd, but you know, it's okay. You know what I also was thinking about glasses? I was thinking that if Angie had glasses, she would be like typical girl that is bullied in school. I also think the glasses would really suit her. Oh, I also think that Umineko needs a character in glasses. I'm normal about glasses, by the way. Actually, I'm actually normal about glasses. I don't know why I'm like this right now. I have some things to talk about. Or maybe not. Um, First and foremost, I working on an art, and so because I want to finish this art and not forget about it as with any other art that I'm working on, I'm gonna show it on stream. I'm gonna show sketch on stream, so this way I'm gonna be kinda accountable for my actions. And if I'm not making it, you could bring it up in like 10 years to me, right? Okay, so I'm showing you. Boom! This is a sketch. It's pretty cute, IMO. It's pretty cute. I wish I could finish it. Yeah, legs that I looks bad on this one. It's like third sketch and or fourth. Because there is a folder on my iPad with all the arts that I started working on and never finished, and it's like 40 on 50 pieces. And I fucking make 40 and 50 sketches for this shit, and not a single one was finished. Isn't this awful and kinda dumb of me to not finish any of this? This is insane. Why am I like this? So here, I wanna finish this one, and I wanna finish, and I wanna post it on Twitter. That's it. That's it about this. Also, I wrote for myself to rant about how I don't really like what's going on in the Umineko right now, but I'm not in the mood at all to do this. I'm not in the mood at all. I don't want to do it, but you should know if I was playing this game by myself, I would drop it at this point. I would flush it. I really bored with it for some reason. Maybe not for some reason. I could give you a quick runtime why I don't really like it. And the main reason is that in media I'm more than everything enjoying good characters and good character writing, and there is not at all any good characters for me in here. The only character that I like is Beatrice, and I really dislike her last chapter where she become like tsundere type of character. It's Eva, it's not Beatrice. Why is Beatrice not here? Yeah. I'm also drinking a tea. It's 3 p.m. So I'm allowed to drink tea, right? One artist on Twitter started drawing a lot of fan art about Umineko, and I really like this artist, so I naturally liked all of their Umineko art. And because of that, in my algorithm, there is a lot more Umineko art showing up in my For You page. Is this called For You page on Twitter? Oh, it does call For You page on Twitter. So I found out another umineko artist, and I went to their page, and they were writing like insane quality of runs about umineko on their page, and they were taking the story and the characters like really seriously. And I was looking at it, and I appreciate their passion. But to be fair, for me, the story doesn't feel serious at all. Is it weird thing to say? I mean, I understand that it's trying to be, but maybe it's the style of translation that makes me not take it really seriously. Maybe it's because sometimes sometimes story event, why? Sometimes story on purpose putting things that you need to notice in the story and then using it, and sometimes some things are in the story but they never explained, and I do believe they're gonna explain it later. But how much of these things they're gonna explain later? Oh, because I was thinking about it, and I went and checked my notes. Holy shit! I went and checked my notes on Higurashi. Higurashi has the same problem. There was a lot of parts in Higurashi that did not make sense in question arc. But then when you go to Higukai, they answer some of these questions that didn't have answers on. But they also leave a lot of fucking plot holes and a lot of unanswered questions, and that made me not take a story seriously anyhow. By the way, why the fuck would I wrote a notes about Higurashi? Don't ask me. Do not ask me. Actually, I used to really want to make video essays. Yuck. I know, I know. I know. But it's not come together. By the way, I wrote like 20 pages of notes on Higurashi. I was pretty serious about this shit. It was, by the way, it was in 2020. And in 2020, I wasn't yet speaking English at all, which is really funny for me. Really, really funny. I feel like in 2020, I didn't even read a book in English yet. This is so wild to think about. I mean, my English is pretty good, to be fair. I know I'm not speaking it pretty well, but my comprehension level is really, really good. Especially considering it's like my third language and not even second one. I can be a little bit proud, at least, about that, right? At least about that. Especially considering that, like, literally nobody speaks English around me. Like, none of these people know any English, which makes me feel kind of weird sometimes. But you know, people speak English on Twitter and on Twitch and everywhere, literally where I am. So there is a lot more thing to say about why I don't like umineko, but I'm really not in the mood. Even though I'm in my glasses, I'm not in the mood. Oh, and this person, he continues to talk about umineko. And this person who was mentioning, the artist who was taking umineko really, really seriously, was talking about how umineko is really feminist. And I'm not against it. I'm not against that they think this way, but I don't think umineko is feminist at all. Maybe it is. Like, I don't think I'm having even. I don't think I even come close to understand what the fuck is going on here, but I don't think that umineko is feminist at all. Maybe I'm gonna be proven wrong. Maybe not. I don't actually care if umineko is feminist or not. Okay, really? I didn't come to any conclusions into anything that I talk about. I'm so good at this. Okay, now it's hot. Oh, should I tweet that I'm streaming? But what if I don't want to? It's hard. Let's not tweet. Fuck tweeting, she said. Oh, you know what? I also watched this really cute cartoon called The College Noir. It's a French cartoon and it's like 6 episodes, maybe an hour of runtime at all, and it's so good. It's so good. I'm gonna write about it. I'm gonna write and tweet about it later today. It's so good. It's so good, but unfortunately, I don't think it even has English subtitles. But it's so good. It's so good. It's like okay, it doesn't have good character writing, but it does have, and it doesn't have really good story, but it's really cool. It's super genius visually directed, like it's insanely good in visual direction, and animation is really really good. And you know, because I'm an aesthetist more than free thinker, I dig this shit real hard. Why am I like this? Why can I talk normally? Why can I be a good speaker? So unfair, so unfair. Trade routes. Why the fuck do I need the trade routes? Selling iron. Okay, I'm not playing my game in the background as I usually do. Okay, I close the windows, I myself on the screen, I change my title, everything's fine, I show you my artwork. Oh, and tomorrow I'm sitting down and I'm starting working at some animation project that I was planning to do a long, long time, and I'm hoping I'm gonna finish it till the end of the year. Which would be nice. Because I was waiting for this new iPad program for animation to come out, and it's coming out tomorrow, so no matter if I'm gonna use it or not, I'm gonna start my animation project tomorrow. I had it planned, but like I didn't sit down and actually work about it and worked on it seriously. But I hope I can do it. I also would really like to finish my model till the end of the year, but I don't know, I don't have any fucking drive to sit and work at it at all. Maybe it's gonna come back in December, because I think it's like have maybe 2 weeks maximum work left to finish it. It's not that hard. I just really really don't want to do it. Also, my tummy hurts. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm reading a story now. I was talking for 13 minutes. Jesus Christ. Where did we last stop? Oh, the other reason that I was disappointed in Umineko is how bad Angie character is. Like, she's so boring. Why is she like this? I mean, I understand she doesn't have any friends, but isn't Angie being like, I mean, Angie is pretty proactive. Does she? Does she? She was kinda, in real world, she was kinda just waiting for her destiny to be fulfilled or something. She was just, maybe I'm judging it wrong. Maybe she was just victim of circumstances and not passive person. I'm not having it good right now. Why when you drink tea, you become even more thirsty? Is it normal? Oh, maybe it's because I put sugar in it. He read it and looked between it and my face. Angie-chan, my apologies that this comes right after telling you to try going on a journey, but I have some information you should lend an ear to. It looked like you're in a bit of a nasty fix right now. People after my money? This is why money is stupid. Yeah, but if you would try to sell off the whole shebang and donate the entire sum to social welfare, those people are already making plans for your fortune. You're gonna make eyes. You're gonna make their eyes pop out. So it's a Sumadera family. The arrogance of them trying to act like my guardians. I have the precedent of Aunt Eva. Who would ever go under the care of the Sumadera family? Who would who would ever go to the care of the Sumadera family? They probably want, as Auntie Eva had to so often threaten in the past, to cut off my arms and legs, throw me in a warehouse, and suck the Shremia family's wells dry. Huh. Reference? Question mark? A representative from Sumadera family is coming here. They're saying to hand you over. No, that they want to protect you. What is this music? Excuse me? Current track over? Okay. Representative, you say? It's your aunt, Kirisan's younger sister. She has said before that she thinks of you as a little sister. You must be kidding. At least call me a grandchild, you old granny. Judging from the context, it seemed they're not planning on taking your wishes into consideration. I have a car waiting in the parking lot, 2 stores underground. Go. The Sumadera family is telling you to hand me over, right? Is it really alright for me to go? You will definitely be somewhere big in the future, Anji-chan. Let's call this a favor to be repaired upon and your success. Go! Quickly! After bowing silently and deeply, Angie left the place at a dash. After watching her leave, the secretary straightened her glasses and whispered, "Oh, glasses girl?" The Sumadera family told us to stall her. Is this alright to let her go? We did stall her more than enough. If they still don't make it in time, that's Sumadera's error. I told Anji-chan to run for it, and I informed the Sumaderas that Anji-chan was here. Whether she's caught or not, neither one of them will blame me. This pose is dumb as hell. Everything in this world is love, you see. It's alright. She'll escape. After all, she's the kind of kid who can jump off a building to lose her pursuers. Okonogi again looked down at the world below and muttered, "Yeah, that'd be beyond me." And she was no fool herself. She got off the elevator and stepped out onto the 3rd floor. A taxi in the 2nd level of a basement? That's so overly courageous that it feels wrong. It's probably better to decline that. But my enemies aren't fools either. They probably have control of not just the underground parking lot, but the 1st floor lobby as well. This is such a massive building. Instead of getting anxious and escaping outside, maybe it's better to stay on the inside and wait it out? No, that's not good. If they gain control of security room in a modern building like this, I'll have nowhere to run to. The entire building is like a massive dead end. The 3rd floor is a business floor. A girl like me clearly sticks out. Trying not to stand out any more than I do, I walked at a quick pace, searching for an emergency staircase. One running down the outside of a building would be ideal. I found the door to the emergency staircase. This is eerily similar to this case where a girl was hiding in an elevator. You know what I'm talking about? That case? It gives me that case vibe. Girl was hiding into elevator and they have footage of her acting weirdly in an elevator, and after the footage of an elevator, the girl disappeared and they found her in a hotel's like water supply chamber. I don't know how it's called. Really creepy story. But my theory is that the girl in the story was just schizo. That's it. After opening the door, I found the outside stairs I was hoping to see. Once outside, I immediately encountered a man smoking a cigarette who looked like an employee skipping work. After glaring at me, he quickly crushed up his cigarette and went away. It looked like there is no one below. If I'm going to escape, now it's my only chance. Just when I thought that, with an incredible squealing of the tires, a black car slid directly below me and came to a sudden stop. It felt from the tire sound like there were several more of them, and this one had come here to block this path. No bad, Aunt Kasumi. Even Eunice, living by emergency exit, gets a car sent up to pick her up. Fuck. Bum bum. The car doors opened forcefully. 3 men in black suits jumped out, and they looked up the emergency staircase. Oh shoot! Our eyes met. 1-2, target found. Northwest side emergency stairs, 3rd floor, send support. Inchi-sama, please do not move from here. Forgive our roughness. The 3 of them began to clamber up the emergency staircase. They already announced that they're planning to be rough. This is pretty bad. They've probably been ordered to bring me back by any means, which, while my arms yanked off, if necessary, just so long as I am still breathing. This is so bad. Clunk, 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 clunk. Their heavy, wild footsteps became a helix and began to rise from the lower floors, getting closer. She gonna jump again? In the entrance lobby of the building, a woman was walking towards a leisurely pace with 7 black-suited guards in tow. Seeing this ostentatious entrance, the security guards of the building ran up to them, asking if they had an appointment. Oh, she's so cute! If evil, why so cute? What the hell? Look at her! This is a really nice design! Like, I really like her! How typical of Tokyo people. You require a name to even understand the status of a person you are talking to. My apologies. The policy at our company is for the guests to take a secure... Back down, plebeian. I came because I was called by your president. Call Okanagi Tetsuro here. To think that he would call me here and then not welcome me. How typical of Tokyo people. She's awesome. My apologies. Welcome to the Shiremiya group, Sumaeda Kasumi-san. The sound? Tingling my senses? Sumadara Kasumi, daughter of the declining noble family Sumadara, was Shinomiya Kiri's younger sister. She hates her sister Kiri so much that she loathed everything about her, so she also strongly hates Enji. Good one. She is the opposite of the freewheeling person Kiri was, and holds appearances in her regard, possessing a strong ambition for philanthropy. However, this is nothing more than a manifestation of her complex towards her sister, causing her to crave the limelight? Limelight? What the fuck is a limelight? There are several opposing factions in the Sumadera family, and they are constantly engaged in a secret fraud over who will control the vast wealth Enji holds. Like, at this point, you should just be called Yakuza. I'm sorry. You just... whatever. My apologies. Welcome to the Shiremiya group, Sumadara Kasumi-san. With his secretary behind him, Okonogi dashingly appeared from the elevator. Even though both of them were bold smiles, they were caught in attention reminiscent of a smell of a gunpowder. Where is Enji? I came to collect my sister's darling daughter. Strict observance of time is our motto here at the Shiremiya group. The former chairman himself said that those who can help time can keep contacts. You called me all the way to Tokyo to be greeted by this mess? You let her go, didn't you? She got away is so more than I would have prepared. We did stall her for quite some time, believe it or not. I'm not surprised she smelled the rat. Okay. There wouldn't have been any problem if you had come on time, Sumeda-san. This is why your provincials are such a hassle. You're never ever punctual. True? Real? I was late for 10 minutes today? What did you say right now? What did you say to me? You couldn't sense any of Kiri's sociability in the face of her younger sister, Kasumi. Oh, Kasumi is a name of Persona 5 Royal DLC character, right? I mean, she's not DLC. She's, you know... Wait, is this her name? I didn't actually play the game. She wore on her face the arrogance of an ancient Sumadera family towards the ruined Shiremiya family, as well as pride, because she didn't want anyone to notice that her family was declining so much that they couldn't ignore the Shiremiya family's wealth. Excuse you, you didn't ruin the Shiremiya family, so why are you so prideful? Even at a glance, it was easier to understand why Angie hated everything about her aunt. Kasumi couldn't stand even a slight insult, and she was still smiled. Her eyebrows twitched. At that time, one of the men in black suits behind Kasumi whispered to her. Angie-sama has been found. We are dealing with her as I speak. Oh, I'm glad we made it in time. Thank you, Okonogi. It seems I can finally take my naughty niece home. I've been so eager to have a nice long talk with that girl in my tea room that I already have the tools ready and waiting, you know. Disapproving? What are you? What are you? Clunk, 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 clunk. As the violence of a sound drew a helix, it rushed up at me from below, threatening to swallow me up. You should just jump again. Of course, even if I fight them, I stand no chance of winning. Even so, if I run to the building, it'll be like jumping into a dead end of my own accord. The enemies will increase in numbers with me. If I can't do anything here, I won't have any more chances to escape. Just jump! Then the three muscular black suits came into the view below me. 1, 2, 3. 3 people. In other words, everyone who had gotten out of a car. If there had been just one of them, I might have been able to wait for the moment to arrive and dropkick him as hard as I could, which might have worked out. But it really is impossible with 3 of them. Wait. 3. Huh. 3 might just be about doable. I can do it. Oh, you idiot! Stop. Ooh, familiar sound. We know this one. Oh, and nostalgia. Look out! Wow! 01 calling 12. Do you have help? Please respond. What's wrong? Respond! What kind of person? Damn it. What is this jazzy thingy playing right now? Like a gale. Like that gale. Ouch. Look, see, that worked out, didn't it? It's just 3. I've already experienced much higher places after all. I knew I could jump down just 3 floors. It's a good thing that the car they came in was right beneath me. Even if it wasn't as pleasant as a trampoline, if I broke my fall, a little gently, a little roughly. Oh, that makes me feel wonderful. I won't ask you to go and end it badly. Does it? Maybe it's just a shock because of a pain, because you broke something? I haven't broken my fall. The roof of the car now was a massive dent around my body. I guess car roofs are more delicate than I thought. Yeah, cars are pretty delicate. I don't think it's because of my weight. True. Apparently the 3 men on the stairs hadn't anticipated me jumping down. Yeah, you clearly doesn't know anything about Angie. They haven't realized that they had been outwitted. They were hurriedly rushing back down. I have to run and escape while I have a chance. As I moved my body, the car roof made bucking and popping sounds. But I had been naive. There was no way that all rushed up the stairs without leaving one person behind. There was one black suit left in the driver's seat of the car that had broken my fall. He stuck his head out of the window, and when he realized that the thing that had fallen in the wind was me, he jumped out. In a rush, he jumped off the roof, but his reaction was really fast. Either there was a massive reward for capturing me, or a harsh punishment for letting me get away. 15! Secured! Whoa, 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 whoa. Ooh, get your hands off me! Let go! I was mercilessly held down against the asphalt. What the fuck? I was being crushed face down, covered and pressured down on from above. It was a hold without a trace of elegance, but it really was logical and left me absolutely no room for resistance. Excuse me, a second. Oops. I pulled away my blanket because I started to become hot in here. It was a hold without a trace of elegance, but it really was logical and left me absolutely no room for resistance. I tried to push back with both hands, searching for a way to resist, but I was being pushed down solidly, and I couldn't even tear myself off the asphalt. Asphalt? Then another car came, squealing its tires, and it slid to a sudden stop. Uh-oh, guess it's all over. Yeah! The man that had been crushing me let out a sharp cry. He had yelled close to my ear, making it ring. What in the world? The black suit and I were unceremoniously rolled over. Who did it? After being turned face up, the first thing I saw was an arm stuck out right in front of my eyes. Makusa? Why are you here? Who the fuck is this? Jesus Christ. Actually, what the fuck? Why is he... What is he dressed in? I haven't dressed like this. What is this? Can I have his character, please? Amakusa Juza. Amakusa? Let's talk about that after we lost them. To the car, quickly, Missy. Amakusa grabbed my arm and easily pulled me up, spinning me around with himself at the center of gravity. The thought that it was like a little dance lasted only a few brief moments before he flew me through the open door into the driver's seat. Can we left? Can we not come back to the witch's story? This is kinda interesting. I climbed over the handbrake and slid into the passenger seat. Pushing me through, Amakusa also got in and took up the driver's seat. Jesus Christ. Since we had suddenly taken off while I was standing on all fours, I had to kick and struggle around on the seat for a while like a turtle flipping onto its back. Amakusa checked the rear view mirror of the car for the car's pursuit, but he flew into the artery of a big city without lowering his speed in the slightest. We stood our way between cars, one after another, just like a chase scene in some action movie. Tossed about by horrible driving, I had trouble getting myself rested. Oh, look, it's Japanese car, so that means the wheel is on the other side. Isn't it awesome? I had trouble getting myself rested. Any injuries, Missy? Oh good. Humans are surprisingly durable. From now on, whenever I miss a down elevator, I just jump out of the window instead. Look like an air dives, the air dives are your hobby, Missy. Still, I recommend that you bring a parachute next time. If I'll do that if I remember after jumping. Haha, cool. He smacked the steering wheel guffaway. Need an explanation with this flippantly spoken man? Yes, please. His name is Amakusa Juza. 13? Juza. Amakusa, oh, I can tell you all the kanjis. This is heaven, this is grass, this is 10, and this is 3. I know kanjis, I know them. He was originally one of Aunt's Eva guards. What the fuck? If I remember correctly, she hated him for being too jokey and too chatty. He was especially young among the guards, but contrary to his outward flippancy, he had hoped from the 1st Airborne of the GCDF to the French Foreign Legion, placing himself in overseas private military companies and high-class security companies one after another, making for a pretty incredible and unique career. This is how it feels to read about new life of a VTuber that you know from before. But I heard that he ran off from both GCT and French Foreign Legion, and that he'll be arrested if he enters France again. Oh my god, that's just like VTubers too! Both of those flippant episodes were very typical of him. Apparently the guards had been sternly told not to chat with me unnecessary, but I recall that didn't stop him from coming to take a pass at me. And Eva had particularly disliked that, and I believe she dismissed him right before she died. It's nice to hear the casual tone again. What have you been up to since getting fired? Coaching people at Blackwater. I came back to the country for some time off, and President Okonogi offered me a high wage. And you ran off again? What use is a man like this, I wonder? It doesn't count as running off as long as I come back by next week. I talked with him yesterday. I was told that you might attack some troublesome people. I'm a pig. Why am I like this? All the water's on me now. Uh-oh. Typical. Yonichka is one of my classics. Spilling a water on yourself while drinking. Sorry that it turned out to be exactly right. My name probably came up since I know you, and I've got plenty of experience when things get crazy. Is he in the character tab? I wanna look at his outfit. Yeah, he is! What the hell? What is this outfit? Why would I dress like this? Look at this! This is cool as hell! Look at the kicks! This is like VTuber design. Look at the fucking corset or something! Excuse me, fashion? This is drip. I really like it. I kinda hate his head. But I feel like if it was real head, it would look good. He's like Japanese street fashion guy. What is this? A former god of Eva's, an extreme thrill seeker who accepts dangerous jobs for little pay. Whoa. He just like me. He had served at Angie's bodyguard before, but after he broke Eva's strict order not to talk to Angie countless times, Eva ultimately took a dislike of him and let him go. Angie herself didn't find him all too bad, because he was someone she could talk to. Japanese... Defense forces, flying legion, private military companies. This man has traveled them all and has skill in counter-sniping and escorting VIPs. Sniping! Counter-sniping. Counter-sniping. I'm sorry, I didn't see anything because of this weird pattern behind the letters. My name probably came up since I know you, and I've got plenty of experience when things get crazy. Thanks to you, it looked like this will make for a happy break along with some pocket money. Okinagi-san employed you as my guard? Oh, he's gonna say no. He probably wants you to owe me one. He probably wants you to... Fuck. He probably wants you to owe him one, Missy. After I got an ex, President Mikonogi helped me out a bunch, you see? He got me right where he wants me. Can't say no to him. Yeah. Sure. Seems that if you let Konogi-san help you out, it'll be pretty costly in the future. So, where are you planning to take me? Whatever. I'm employed until the weekend. Anything after that'll cost you extra. How much a day? I'll cut you a deal for 50k, plus expenses. 50k yen? Isn't it not that expensive? I mean, maybe it's kinda expensive, but it seemed cheap for this type of work, no? If you stop cracking jokes, I'd double it. The period of employment isn't determined. It might be several weeks. That'd be tough. I have to call the boss to get extension on my vacation. I just want to investigate a day more than anything. Oh, you're talking about Trokijima? Yeah, I really need to give him so different voice, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it's a beginner no stream, I'm still not in a reading mood or something. Oh. Yes, what happened on the island 12 years ago? I want to investigate it with my own hands and find a satisfying explanation. Will you really make any new discoveries at this point, investigating something that happened so long ago? Oh, I don't have any more water. Because I spill all of it on myself. Oh. Hold on, I'm really thirsty. Drinking tea before stream is not the greatest idea. I need to pour some water. It's going to be quick. I'm sorry. Hurry. You're right. Which is why this is a journey for my own self-satisfaction. Once I'm done, I just throw my hands up and go to the Sumadera family. Didn't Kasumi say something about wanting to treat me to some matcha? Why did you... what? What did you... I know what matcha is. What did you... Okay, whatever. All the matchas that I drink ever is so shitty. It's really bad matcha. I wonder if... No matter, I'm not gonna finish in the sentence, okay? Maybe I'll be made to kneel on some sharp wooden blocks and clutch stones or something while we drink. Damn, that sounds freaky. My apologies, we lost sight of her. A single man thought to be an associate assisted in her escape. Judging by his possession of a stun gun and his driving skills, he is no amateur. Huh? I see. Thank you. I'm disappointed, Okanagi. Shall I take this as your answer? Letting you get away was your own screw-up. Not my problem, I'm afraid. I'd dearly like to treat you to some matcha in the near future as well. The next time you're in Kyoto, please do stop by. Let's go. Huh? Leaving already? You could have some chazuke before you go. Her back to Okonogi, she laughed at first lightly, but with an increasingly shrill and hateful tone, using this as a substitute for a sharp, partful remark. At the exact moment she stopped laughing, the look on her face changed dramatically to that of a Hanya! Yay! Hanya mentioned! I fucking love Hanya. I'm sorry, I love it. Hanya is like the best concept of a character ever. Hanya is amazing. But because her back was facing him, Okonagi never saw that expression. We love them in moments. We love them. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Hanya's. Okonagi watched her go, laughing coolly. His secretary whispered over his shoulder. Is that alright? Mallory Angie is our company primary stockholder. If the Sumadera family becomes your guardian? I get it. But you know, we're one and only Oshiramiyas. We can't let them take it lightly. Still, look like he outmaneuvered them pretty well. Not will just left Angie-chan do as she pleases. I'm counting on you, Amakusa. Kasumi-sama. The getaway vehicle was a rental. The license plate on display was a fake. He's clearly a pro. They will probably abandon the car. Pursuit will be difficult. Should we have the police chase them? Let me see. Shall we have them search for a runaway daughter? They are getting paid with our taxes, so we must have them to be of some use every once in a while. You do realize I left them. Oh, it's she talking? You do realize I left the mention definitely insisting to Mother that she should leave it to me. Do you intend to embarrass me for this though? It looks like I need to serve so much to every single one of you, doesn't it? Our underground tea room is cramped, so you'll have to wait in line, won't you? No, we will search with everything we have. She clearly is a cute kid, just like Nessan, especially that unrestrained, self-centered side of her. How can... now I can see her as anyone but Nessan. I'm truly looking forward to it. To think I'll be able to invite Nessan's daughter to my tea room. This gives me huge Mion family vibes. From Higurashi. Traditionalist families, gonna hate them. Familiar background. The Sumadera family sure moved quickly. Did Takanagi-san sell me out? You're joking. He's my client. If he sold you out, he wouldn't have hired me, right? I guess that's true. Oh, so that's where you get off the elevator at the third floor? Having a car waiting in the underground parking lot was suspiciously well organized of him, you see? I thought that he might have sold me out. Although, at this point, it's impossible to prove whether there was an ambush set up in the parking lot or not. Right. Damn, that poor guy. Looked like he didn't have your trust, Missy. That car in the basement was mine. Huh? He was talking about you? I freaked out when the elevator was empty. If I hadn't been able to listen it on the radio, who knows what would have happened by now. So... what? If I had obediently believed Takanagi-san and gone to the parking lot, there would have been no need for me to do that jump of the third floor? Pretty much. Well, it turned out alright in the end. Well, that's something. If I hadn't suspected President Akanogi, I could have easily escaped without getting caught in a tough spot. President Akanogi might have sold me out. No, because paranoia told me that it was better to suppose that he sold me out. I assumed and decided that he did. Because I wasn't able to believe him. Oh, this shit again. My truths, regardless of his truths, because he sold me out. I thought back at President Akanogi's words. Can you really call him truth, if it isn't absolute? Truth can change completely depending on whoever you have love or not. In the end, perhaps this is called truth doesn't exist. For each person who speaks of it, and as a truth is born from their interpretations, that's all there is to it. If I can accept something that indeterminate as truth, then where does the truth that I really want to find exist? Fuck. Oh no, I read it correctly. And is that something that can be seen with the eyes? I might be surprised to discover that even if the truth is trust in front of me, whatever, it may be something that I cannot see. Without love, it cannot be seen, is it? This fragment of yours, it's very like. Oh fuck! What was it? What was he was? This fragment of yours is very lively. It doesn't bother me. You said to me, you told me to search for the truth of 12 years ago, but I feel like it's not really clear to me anymore. What isn't? What is the truth? There are many truths. There are people. There are as many interpretations as there are people. Angie, you need to take your classes more seriously. Like, go do some philosophy or something. What the fuck? And those can be twisted by options and change indefinitely. Is truth really that indeterminate and vague? No? Angie, what the fuck? It is. Truth is undetermined. It can be like a particle or like a wave, and it can hold conflicted forms at the same time. You're free to believe that the cat in the box is alive or that it is dead. Every time they're mentioning Schrodinger's cat in incorrect way, I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm losing fucking hair. Jesus Christ. Why anime is so obsessed with this? But the truth is very delicate. It changes its appearance just by being observed. Completely disagreed? What are you talking about? Are you talking about Schrodinger's cat box? Guys, I hate you. Nonsense. If you open the box, you'll learn the truth. Debating what happened before you open it is armchair terrorizing at best. Huh? There is phrase in English called there is armchair theorizing? Theorizing. Really? That's funny. Okay. Yes. And yet, in order to deny those armchair theories, you need to open the box. If a box cannot be opened, any and all ideas about the content are impossible to disprove. In other words, truth. As long as the truth can be denied... Oh, wrong voice. As long as the truth can be denied, it keeps its form. That's right. As long as the truth can be observed, it keeps its form. So, any reckless statement can suffice as truth if it can be exposed as a lie? Yeah. Even if it contradicts each other, endless ideas can exist as truths at the same time without being. Wanna sneeze? Sorry. Yeah, first hour of stream is a mess. I'm sorry. I don't know, I'm kind of bad today. But it's okay. I'm gonna be better in like an hour. Please wait for me to get better. Endless ideas can exist as truths at the same time without being negated. So even something as screwed up as my family being captured by the Ryukijima witch and imprisoned 12 years in a prison for all eternity can exist as truths as long as we don't know what happened 12 years ago. Are you guys exist in the same time in the two different places? But not like sharing your skin, but like in just consciousness was split? Or are you just... Doesn't Angie supposed to look at the game? What is she doing here in the future? In quotes. 12 years ago, on Rokijima, the witch called Beatrice wrenched open a space for endless imagination and swallowed everything up to it, using it as a cat box. Everything is an opening box as truth. That's right. We don't know what happened on the island, so it becomes endless. So as long as it remains closed, that is, all I have to do is wrench it open. But that box was closed up 12 years ago, and I don't even know where it is. Even if I were to visit Rokijima, just what would I be able to learn there on a desolated island about what happened 12 years ago? Who knows? What could you learn, I wonder? In any event, there is something that can be only done by the person who is able to walk through freely in the world of 1998, 12 years in the future. The final witch, Angie Beatrice. Beatrice's game board spanned the 2 days from October 4th to the 5th, 1986. In other words, it means that you are a piece who can move freely outside your game board. And even Beatrice cannot influence these futures that lie outside the game board. When you put it like this, it sounds like I'm a pretty overpowered piece. The future of 12 years later is which your place certainly is distant. However, the father in the future piece's place, the stronger the power it holds. I told you, didn't I? Truth changes from when it's observed. Huh. I wonder what could actually happen that would make it so the more time went by, the more beneficial it is to solving the mystery? Hmm. What type of situation could it be, even? Hmm. Maybe it's connected to person who's still alive? And like the longer they are sur- oh, okay, no theories for now. Come to think of it, I've heard something related to that. Even if one day all of a sudden a star in Centaurus were to explode, the light from the explosion would have to travel 4.4 light years, so it would take 4.5 years to reach the Earth. It would. In other words, even if the sun in Centaurus had already died, people on Earth wouldn't be able to perceive that fact for 4.5 years, because no method of perception exists that is faster than the speed of light. At the time we learned that the sun in Centaurus exploded, we Earth people will paint over our past 4.5 years of history with a new truth. We will revise history with a new fact that it exploded 4.5 years ago. However, the 4.5 year period until we learned this, despite the fact that had already died, the mistaken truth that the sun of Centaurus still exists will be able to exist as truth. This truth of a future wins out over the truth of a past. What the fuck are you talking about, Angie? That's right. By itself, the Rikijima accident would have given rise to nothing but suspicion of a murder plot revolving around Aunt Eva and Oshirimi estate. But in the years that followed, it was dramatized through the occult, and a plot was painted over the legend of the witch. Even though it was clamored over the murder plot at the same time of the incident, in the last year, strange occult theories which claimed that it had been the work of a witch ran rampant and began to paint over the truth of October 5th, 1986. The murder theory will probably be forgotten over time, and only the most bizarre, impressive witch theory will continue to remain as superstition and eventually paint over the murder theory entirely. Yes, the false truth that exists before the light from an exploding star reach Earth is a lot like a human murder theory, is it? The wine bottle with a letter inside that drifted ashore several years later, the message bottle began to retroactively paint over the theory with the occult witch theory. That's right, no witch existed during 1986. The witch took control of Rokijima because she was observed several years later by us humans of the future thanks of that message bottle. A small revision is necessary. The witch could have existed even during 1986, as one of many endless possibilities. Certainly. Curled up in a cat box which would disappear if observed. That's why the message bottle is so pernicious. The witch tried to get out of the box. She made it so that she would be observed, weeding out all possibilities other than the witch theory. In other words, to make it impossible for herself to be negated, she negated all possibilities other than the witch theory. They lost me here a little bit. Well, I'll be damned. So in other words, Beatrice satisfied the devil's proof with a frontal attack. And that was a part of a witch's plan from the beginning. The message bottle is information observed in the future after 1986. It cannot be observed by Beatrice or Butler. It cannot be observed by Angie Beatrice. Sorry. In truth, I don't want to investigate the message bottle. After all, reading it would be like listening to the witch's side of a story, since I've been ignoring all that... Wait. What? We hear before about the message battle, right? I feel like message battle was somewhere in the credits for one of the episodes, no? But how did they bring it up right now? Okay, whatever. I don't wanna look into it. Let's just say they bring it up right now. In truth, I want to investigate the message battle. After all, reading it would be like listening to the witch's side of a story, since I've been ignoring it. Or is it just a metaphor? I feel like there was actual real message battle, no? Since I've been ignoring all the mad raving about the witch's theory, I thought of it nothing more than a waste of time. But Okonogi-san told me, you can see things in 3 dimensions with only one eye. You mean that at the same time as looking at it from the viewpoint of denying witches, you might also look at it from the viewpoint of accepting witches? That is a correct way to think. The number of viewpoints is like a denominator. If the number of viewpoints is 1, the mystery in the numerator doesn't decrease in the slightest. However, the more your number of viewpoints increases, the more the mystery begins to be divided. I know that. The message bottle that washed up on a neighboring island several years after the crime, it passed into the hands of a dilettante. I've made an appointment just in case. I was able to hear Auntie's Eva side of Okonogi-san. Next would be the witch. Why not? I'll listen to what Beatrice has to say. Okay, whatever. Umineko no nakokoro ni. Oh, in 1986 again! Red truce, blue truce. Oh my god, this sounds like a title that I would use. "3 months left to live." It was last year when you said that, Dr. Ninja. I only spoke of that I had determined from his overall physical condition at the time. As a result, it has just worked out that this year he was... Despite the doubt being cast on whether father can make it to the end of a year, the fact is even now he's still enthusiastically immersed in his occult research. And still, you would say he was only 3 months left, Doctor? I've been saying, Kinzo-sans, it is not a wonderful thing that our respected father still have his vitality. Out of parental respect, all of you desire to greet father so badly that you scarcely know what to do with yourself. But you scarcely know what to do with yourself. What? So you cannot accept the fact that he will not see you. Yet, given that you have to begin to... Oh my god. I'm losing my mind. Why am I like this? I can read. Given that you all have to begin to prematurely divide up the inheritance while the sun is still in the sky, I completely understand why his father does not wish to see you. You're not wrong, Natsuhine-san. We just... Not even that is immortal. He's gonna die someday. We aren't telling him to die, we're just saying that he will die someday. We're just talking together about how to prepare for that. And that is precisely what is so disrespectful. Stop it. You make your headache worse. Cross told Natsuki, who had risen from her chair in agitation, to sit down. Trying to smooth over the atmosphere, which had suddenly started clucking with hostility, Hiroshi put on a cordial smile and motioned for everyone to calm down. Natsuki-san, don't get us all wrong. Doesn't this country have a proverb, a departing bird leaves the nest unsoiled? So we're just taking about seeing that bird off. We're discussing this so we can see father off cleanly when he eventually leaves on that inevitable journey. I'm sorry, but I need to do it. I need to take a break. 5 minutes. I'm just not having it. I need to be silent for 5 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Phew, I'm fine. I'm fine again. I don't know, something's wrong with me, but I kinda don't get what's exactly wrong. Maybe my tummy hurts or something? I don't know. It's kinda hard for me to get what's wrong with me sometimes. Huh. A second. I'm just... Ooh. Okay. This is bad. Well, wait it. Next time I'm probably streaming on Friday, and if stars aligning, I'm gonna be streaming. I'm gonna be doing like... Ooh, am I losing frames? What? And coursing overloaded, considering turning down width. I have no idea what it means. Oh, and if stars aligns, I'm gonna do like endurance stream on Saturday. You know, like the one that I did before, 10 hours or something. But I don't know for sure if I'm doing this or not, so... Ooh, take it. It was a bit of salt, if it's actually gonna happen. What's wrong with me? Oh. That's just like you, Hideyoshi-san. Even though you're saying that the same thing, you made it sound so intellectual. Yeah, that's right. Unlike you, Nissan. Stop it. That won't get us anywhere. So, like I was saying, Anki, we can just forget of this about the inheritance. It doesn't even matter if that hits us. To make a long story short, all we want to meet Dad directly and say hello. Even if Dad says he doesn't want to. If he locked up in his study, we'll borrow a key from Genji-san if we have to. Right, Rosa? Oh, well, it's not like I'm forcing you. It's just, we weren't said hello to Father in such a long time. If his remaining life is really short, then there's a chance we might never be able to see him again. Today might be our final opportunity to exchange words with Father. Yeah, just like Rosa says. You do realize that if we only has 3 months left, it wouldn't be odd for him to pass away any time now? And you're telling us we don't even have the right to talk with him one last time? I think that's a bit much, don't you? If the conversation all you intended to have with Father really was a greeting, I'm sure he would see you gladly. But Father has already heard exactly what kind of disrespectful topics you have to lower yourself to. Huh. Sorry. Father could not be the only one who would prefer not to see you under such conditions. If you wish to blame anyone for Father not seeing you, you need to look no farther than yourselves, won't you say? Exactly. I should think you would be able to understand why Father doesn't wish to see your faces without racking your brains over it. Father will see through all of your stringent financial situations. What are you talking about? I don't have a clue what you're going on about, Nissan. Do you think I don't know about all of your circumstances? Even the rest realized that he had seen through the dire stairs they were in, straits they were in, and they entered into a back and forth argument, as first putting on a board front and denying it, and then ultimately returning to the original point and objecting by repeatedly demanding to be allowed to see Kinza. The sweet smell of the black tea Rosa had gone out of her way to buy had been completely wasted. The only good thing she could take away from this is that the children weren't here to see it. The fact that they had gone to play to the beach right after the lunch was a sole redeeming aspect. Io was attempting to get violent with Krauss, and Hiroshi and Curie had cut in between them, trying to calm both sides. Then Curie sighed deeply and spoke. "I'm sorry, Krauss Nissan. I know I'm an outsider, but I wonder if you would like me to speak for a moment. I have a proposition." "What is it, Curie-san?" "First, includes my husband as well. For many years, we had made light of the efforts you have made by living with father and taking care of him." "Don't you think so?" "Well, I guess so. We've got it easy since we get to go out into the world, but Aniki been babysitting father for decades now, and sure, they have been taking a lot of effort. I'll accept that, but what's your point, Curie?" "We must acknowledge that Krauss Nissan is father's caregiver. Isn't it true? We have always feared father and have been pushing the task of taking care of him onto Krauss Nissan. I believe everyone here would acknowledge his efforts. Wouldn't you, Ima Nissan?" "And so what? Nissan is father's caregiver? Who is an outsider like you to decide things?" "Oh, okay, calm down. Curie-san, what are you talking about?" "Curie, please continue." "We should be more grateful towards Krauss Nissan and Natsuhime-san. We should say thank you for always taking care of father. It's because we have no feelings of gratitude that we have these unproductive clashes. Isn't this right, Krauss Nissan?" Now this is a surprise. I did not think they would be able to understand our efforts, which even my true siblings have not stopped to consider. It is natural duty for the successor of the Shiremiya family head. Yes, it is a responsibility of the successor to the head, isn't it? And it's precisely because you take care of father that we must acknowledge you as a successor." "Excuse me? Am I going to be consulted on this at any point? You outsider, what gives you the—" "Wait, Aniki. She's right. It's just like Curie says. You are the successor, Aniki, because you're taking care of that. It's just like you said." "Ah." Rosa noticed, and Eva too. Eva barking demeanor towards Curie for advancing the discussion her own disappeared in a flash, and she instead stared at Krauss and Natsuhi. Natsuhi couldn't understand that sudden change, and was slightly flustered. "Krauss Nissan, if you would accept just a few conditions, we won't ask you to let us meet father again until he dies. Of course we won't tell you to let us see father at the moment of his death either. We could even be absent at the funeral." "Oh? I haven't a clue what this is about. But very well, I will humor you. Tell me the conditions." "First, the term successor of the head refers to the caregiver of the current head, Shiremiya Kinza." "What the fuck this is about? What Curie is cooking?" Go on." "Second, the duty of a caregiver is to look after Shiremiya Kinza for the rest of his life. To make things simple, the caregiver's job is to take care of him until his final moments. You have prepared to do that from the beginning, Krauss Nissan, so there are no problems." "Naturally, I have no objection whatsoever to either of those conditions. I'm already carrying them out." "Third, in the remote chance that the caregiver is neglectful in his responsibility for supervision, he will be stripped of his rights as a caregiver." With that sentence, all slug disappeared from Krauss's face. Natsuhi alone was sitting having trouble understanding what it means. "Huh. And these responsibilities of supervision that the caregiver bears, just what exactly are they?" "It means supervising so that father can live in good health until the end of his natural lifespan. I'll go into more detail." "No way. Are they gonna poison Kinzo? Kinzo?
In the case that father died anything other than a natural death, the caregiver will be stripped of his rights as a caregiver and will lose his right as successor to the head. In this situation, the next highest rank, even a son, to be selected as a successor. What did you say? How dare you speak such nonsense?
My, a caregiver's responsibility is grave indeed. However, people can die in many ways. For example, the old man and infirm sometimes die by getting food caught in their throat. I had no doubt that this would ordinarily fall under the broad definition of death by old age. But with your argument, that would become a death by accident, and they would be made to bear the responsibility as supervisor. This is unjustly just disadvantages for me. I don't have the slightest intention of splitting hairs in such a way. The kinds of things that I'm imagining are just things a caregiver could have prevented beforehand by taking good care of father and keeping their eyes on him. It may be the caregiver's job to carry food to the father's mouth, but whether he swallows it down or not is clearly outside of a caregiver's responsibility. I have absolutely no problems with the case you raise, Kraus Nielsen. Then, what kind of case do you have imagined would cause the caregiver to be blamed for making a blunder? For example, if he disappeared. Okay. Father seems to be of sound mind right now, but he could lose the ability for rational thought and decision making at any moment, and it would come as no surprise. He could wander around when you aren't looking and get him into some kind of accident, or he could get lost in the forest and go missing, never to be found again. Isn't this type of case clearly the responsibility of a caregiver? Father's mind is perfectly healthy. Of all things, what an outrageous... You might say that one day, suddenly, you saw father go into the forest. You chased after him, but you couldn't find him. Despite calling the police and searching, 7 years passed, unable to find him, and after that time, a count declared him legally dead. I'm trying to say that we won't accept that kind of series of events. When father passes away, an autopsy must be carried out, and it must be verified that he died of old age in the most general meaning, within the bounds of common sense, and thus for any other reason will be held as a caregiver's responsibility. See? There are nothing more or less than the things you have already been toiling up to today. They aren't strange condition or anything of the sort, right? You are mocking us, insulting us. I find it difficult to imagine why my husband must coerced into a rule that disgraces him in any way. Actually, I've been suspecting it since last year. No, everyone here probably suspects it. Even Nessa-san, Kiriyoshi-san, Rudolph-san, and Rosa-san too. Everyone has suspected it the whole time, but it was so dreadful to imagine that no one could actually say it. That father is not here? I see. So this is what you're trying to say. The father is already dead, and I have been hiding it. Yeah, that's right. This is one of those theories I thought of as a key of solving the father mystery in the previous game. You mean the last one in the previous game? The mystery of who killed Dr. Nanjo? Yeah, which definitely did say a lot in red. She mentioned the name of all 18 people and announced whether they were alive or dead, and stated definitely that there are no more humans than that. But with this theory, I can wave my hands through this gap. I see. So this is one of the answers that doesn't cause those two to contradict. I see. Can you explain? Can you elaborate? You understand what I'm getting at? You catch on pretty quick, don't you? It's nice that I didn't have to explain. No 19th person exists on the island, but the gimmick let us mix in an unknown new person X despite that. Basically, the names of all 18 people just have
to notch ma- Oh. Basically, the names of the 18 people just have to not match with the 18 people on the island. Exactly! In red, the witch mentions the names of 19 people one after another and announced whether they are alive or dead. And on top of that, she declared that the number of humans on the island doesn't exceed 18. There was a single illusion in here. It was never guaranteed that the 18 names equal 18 people on the island. When she named of all 18 people and announced who was alive and who was dead, she gave the name of a culprit ex-hidden and instead mixed in someone who isn't on this island. By doing that, even though the culprit is on the island, she was able to leave him or her out of a list of the 18 alive or dead people. The person who was mixed in isn't on the island, so he doesn't count towards the total number of people on the island. You mean what? You mean in the end? What do you mean? Therefore, even when the culprit counts towards the total of 18 people on the island, it was possible for his or her name not to be listed. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. What? How? So Kinza is already dead, but they doesn't count him as a human? No way it's working like that. Therefore, even though the culprit counts towards a total of 18 people on the island, it was possible for his or her name not to be listed. The two statements in red are completely But what? The name, which is used to hide the name of a culprit, has several conditions to fulfill. First of all, it has to be someone who isn't on the island and yet whom we believe to be on the island. Oh. Doesn't it fuck up something? Doesn't it fuck up the red? The point of red text? Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to trick us. And it would be preferable for that person to be dead. After all, no alibi exists that is more than perfect than death, because the mystery at this point was based on the crime being impossible for all 18 people. Something like that? Yeah, that's it. And that person was grandfather. What Kirisen is trying to say right now is just one simple thing. We've been told that grandfather is locked up in his studies, saying that he doesn't want to meet anyone. But there is a possibility that he's actually already dead, and that Uncle Kraus is lying when he claimed that he's alive. That's right. Grandfather has been closed up in his room this whole time and no one's seen his face. Maybe he's already dead. Is he? Maybe he's already dead and Uncle Kraus and the rest are conspiring together to trick everyone to believing he's alive. If Kinza dies, distribution of inheritance occurs. However, if Kinza doesn't die, no, if he dies but isn't announced, the distribution of inheritance doesn't occur. In other words, Uncle Kraus could have all of Grandfather's fellows to himself. That's right, he's got plenty of motive. Sure, maybe the 19th person X really doesn't exist on the island, but the person X did exist, and that person was the 18th person. In other words, there are originally 17 people on the island, not 18. Then the known person X snuck in and committed a crime. How is that, Beato? Get your ass out of here. Out here, I've just solved the final biggest mystery from the last game. As Battle declared that forcefully, the crisp sound of clapping came out of nowhere and their surroundings turned bright, becoming the usual witch's tea room. Bravo, bravo! I cannot deny the sense of it being long overdue, but in any event, despite your incompetence, you have managed to produce a single answer. Cessation of thought is possible even for a lump of concrete. So you have now finally evolved to a being with intelligence. You could say that you're finally taking a step forward from the crying creatures that you were before, just licking my shoes and grinding your teeth. I can't believe I'd let this stupid wordplay make a fool of me in the last game. My layman's pisses even me off. Alright, Beata, time for a petition request. Oops, wrong button. Declare that grandfather is included in the 18 people on the island, if you can. Yeah, never in a million years, because he's already dead. This is the end of your deception, but we saw him multiple times. And you even saw him on one of the game boards. Could she really just lie to you like this? Well now, what to do here? Shall I slice it in twain with a right truth? No, it might also be good to hold back for now and let you get all excited. If I'm going to push you off a cliff anyway, it would be much more interesting to lure you into a higher place first. Alberto sneered obnoxiously. It even looked to me as if she was still searching for a perfect expression to tick me off even more. As though she was saying that the answer I had finally reached was entirely too ridiculous. I don't know, I don't think it's true either, for some reason. In contrast to my visible annoyance with her witch attitude, Gretel had a blank and composed expression on her face. Almost as though she'd expected the witch would say that. I see. So just like Butler learns a grow, so that's a witch. What's wrong, Beato? Quit stalling! Can you repeat it or not? Answer! Stop it, Butler. The witch won't answer so easily. As long as she doesn't think it will benefit her. What? What do you mean? Because you have been at the mercy of the red truth in the game so far, the witch had used it over and over again. But now, the situation is different. You're luring the red truth out, and are instead using it as your weapon. In a situation like this, there is no way the witch will keep firing off the red without reason, right? Gretel, or whoever you are, it seems that you are quite sharp, unlike Butler. I have welcomed a fearsome enemy. That is correct. When Butler is expecting me to use the red truth, why do I have the responsibility to answer to his expectations? I have no such thing. I don't even have a crumb of what croissant you ate this morning worth of responsibility to please you. You bitch. Yes. Oh yes, that's the face. I started playing with red just because I wanted to see the face. If I cannot witness the expression of yours, then I have no reason whatsoever to play around. You're just being a sore loser, aren't you? If you think you can just say a bunch of crap to trick me because you can respond to my repetition request, it's not gonna work. Don't be so full of yourself. An answer like that, I could cut it into pieces with no troubles at all. But I will deliberately refuse to speak in red. I will refuse to speak because that is what you want. Do you understand why? You just said it. You want to push him off at the sweetest spot. This is ill-natured witch is saying that she won't use the red anywhere you ask for it anymore. In other words, she won't play along with your game in repetition requests anymore. Exactly. Unlike Butler, everything does quickly with this woman. There is never a need to explain. I will speak as I like with the red truth at the time that I desire. Yes. The use of a red truth is basically a right the witch has to exercise as she pleases. It's not a responsibility that she has to fulfill at whatever time the human side desires. But that depends on the details. The details? What does that mean? The witch has no responsibility to respond to your petition requests, but when and only when your claim would be destroyed the witch's theory, it does become your responsibility, because in this court without a judge, that which is not refuted become... What? Because in this court without a judge, that which is not refuted become the truth. in just the same way that whether you stop thinking and been unable to make a counter-argument against the witch theory asserted by the witch, it was immediately become truth. Then, since she doesn't have a counter-argument to my reasoning, that means it's right? I'm correct in my deduction that the culprit is a mysterious 18th person X. Grandfather is already dead. At least until the witch argues back. Truth loses to new truth farther in the future. The tricky part is that even the timing of the counter-argument is up to the witch. In other words, maybe your reasoning is just now is correct, or maybe the witch is holding off on arguing back even though you're mistaken. Why are we going through this? This is the most obvious shit ever. Or else the witch may be ignoring it because it doesn't shake the basis of the witch theory in the first place. The point is, we can't tell the difference at the current time. Is it more or less? Damn you, Lady Ben Costello for throwing in such a troublesome piece, is she? It was obvious for all the time that we played before. Whatever, guys. Like, every time games does something like this, I'm just losing my mind. Thanks to that, I'm losing all my lines. The witch has learned to respond to your repetition request at a separate time. Maybe you could also call it a delay. God damn her. So even if I offer some mistaken reasoning, there is a possibility that Beata will intentionally let me flounder about without disproving it? And at the very end, after I build up even more into some grand, expensive theory, she can chop it off at the base and turn everything over? A single piece of reasoning becomes a bridge to the next piece. Throughout my repetition request, I've been able to straighten my position and advance bit by bit, but thanks to that damned Beata learning the strange delay tactic, I can no longer confirm or deny my reasoning. That's how real life works, buddy. Grow up. It's like I finally got myself a cane to help me search around in the pitch black darkness, and now I've taken it away from me. There's a really good game. There is a really good game called Pentiment. You should all play this. If you hear this, play Pentiment. And the main thing in Pentiment is that there is no... Oh, that's a spoiler. I mean, there is a true culprit, but game not in any point tells you who the true culprit is. I'm sorry for spoiling it. I swear to God, spoiling it doesn't ruin your experience. Still play Pentiment, please, please, please. And when game, so in Pentiment you find a culprit only based off your own instinct or your own biases, and it's really, really good. It feels like solving mysteries in real life, right? Because you don't have, unless you have really, 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 really solid evidence, you don't actually know what happened. You can only build theories. You know, that's why you need to be really, really cautious when you talk to the police, because if police find you suspicious, that could sue a case around them thinking that you are a suspicious person. They can interpret evidence in, you know, against you and stuff like that. And this is really, really nice. I love when games do this. I love when truth is uncertain and you just go alone with your guts or something. This is real life. This is awesome. Yeah, but it only works when you don't have a solid answer in the end. I don't think it's how it is in umineko. In umineko, they gotta have a solid answer in the end. In real life, you can have this theory, but even if the theory is really, really fits and every piece is come close together, it still could be false. Because, you know, you chooses to believe what you want to believe.
most of the time.
Sorry. It's like I finally got myself to a cane to help me search around in the pitch black darkness, and now I've had taken it away from me. Now I'm just stuck, aren't I? Now I just need to think about multiple things in the same time. Especially because you gonna have a real answer sooner or later. You just need to believe it or not, you just need to have multiple complex theories in mind about what's gonna happen, Butler. It's not that hard. Now, Butler, if you make a despairing face like that, I won't be able to stop drooling, you know? From the beginning, that cane was nothing more than something I gave you because you were so ineffectual. Ineffectual? Is this a word? This just means that you can finally challenge me without handicap, right? But that doesn't change the fact that repetition requests are one of Butler's methods for fighting back. As I already said, as long as it's something fatal that would destroy the witch's theory, the witch is obligated to argue back, and therefore to speak with the red truth, yeah. And while the timing of that counterargument is up to the witch, it might be performed eventually, right? That would seem to follow. If I cannot deny the tricks done by humans theory Butler lays out by the time the game's end, Butler will use it as a reason to deny me, and it will be possible for him to proclaim his victory. So then, the trick theory laid out by a human side. In other words, his repetition request might be countered during the game. If ever, what IE means. Sorry, we need to Google this. I wonder if I'm freezing on your end too. I probably do. Definition. Abbreviation. That is to say, what? Really? Est, id est. Oh, id est, that is. Okay. First time I'm hearing about this, which is weird. Maybe I probably ignored it before. Id est, during the episode, we can view this as a repetition on the witch's side. To that effect? That is so. Butler's goal is to show that he can explain with humans the entire pleasant game I have led out on this island and deny me. If Butler succeeds in that, at that time, Butler shall become the victor of this game. Let me confirm the rules. Am I okay to interpret the time the game ends as referring to 24 o'clock on October 5th, 1986, going by the time of Rokujima in the game? There is no problem with that. If at any time the game ends, the human side can insert a trick theory for all of the mysteries, and there is no counterargument from the witch's side, then the human side can declare victory. Any problems? Let us be a little more rigorous. At the time the game ends, the witch side shall be given the opportunity to argue back. I'll set the time limit on that. 1 minute. If the counterargument is not carried out within 1 minute, victory will be declared. Then allow me to impose the same rule on you. You should not do this, guys. What? Are you insane? Especially, okay, so this rules doesn't. So human side for sure need to have more than one theory for everything. No way is they gonna argue with just the one theory here, right? You have just 1 minute to argue, counter-argue. You have to be prepared in a long term. And when you thinking of theories, no way Beatrice should be in the room then. She should not hear you at all. Because she would, she would already had a whole counter argument to the place like this. This is huge disadvantage to human side. At the time the game ends, the human side will be given a minute to counter the mysteries it's Beatrice's place. If there is even single mystery that has not been countered within the time, it becomes a victory for the witch's side, and the game is over. You guys are insane! At least give each other like 10 minutes. It would spoil things terribly to have the game stopped by lengthy consideration, you see. You guys
You are not reasonable. God damn you both. Ruin things alone without me. But I more or less get what's going on, so even if my repetition requests aren't countered instantly, they must be countered eventually. Yeah, that's right. And that must happen before 001 on October 6. This is dumb. I don't get it. This is... How would you have a productive discussion this way? This is not chess, guy. Okay, this is chess. Uh-oh, they playing chess instead of arguing the situation. But be careful. The witch only has to cut up a single one of your repetition requests. You can't declare victory unless you can solve all the mysteries. Yeah, this is insane. This is so hard for human side. I would argue against this if I were on any of their places. Like, what are you doing? Wait, it was Angie who said this. Is Angie actually like a bitch? You want us to die, Angie? Just as I can use the red, Butler from now on, I will permit you to use a blue. Oh my god, with explaining my magical murders with the human tricks. You can make declaration in blue. I will be under obligation to counter you blue with red by the end of the game. Okay, the existence of a blue, makes me think it's gonna be one theory for every fucking thing. This is super bad. This is super bad. What are you doing? Are you not thinking with your brains? Blue. So basically, I'll speak my repetition requests in blue? Not exactly. It was possible to use repetition requests for anything, no matter how trivial, but the blue is a little more restrictive. It is only valid if it denies witches on its own. What do you mean, on its own? Define on its own? Okay, it starts to get confusing, but it's more or less something like this. Let's take one of the repetition requests I made during my past mystery as an example. The number of master keys is 5. It had been claimed that there was only 5 master keys, so I made this request to confirm that the number really was 5. But since that by itself doesn't deny the witch, I can't say it in blue. So, in order to speak in blue, I would need to say something like this. The actual number of master keys was greater than 5. The culprit used one of those extra keys to get in and out of the room. And only then would be the witch who claims that it was a locked room murder with magic be responsible for making a counter-argument. In other words, I can use it to demand that she repeats things in order to check the premises of my reasoning. That will probably put me at a significant disadvantage. Crap. It's enough to make me think that all of those red declarations that Beata had been making to toy with me were extremely merciful. It is pretty hard. Damn it. That means that even if I create a theory for particular locked room and speak in blue, if Beata denies it at the very end, I won't even have a time to create my next theory. Yeah, exactly. This rule is awful. It's all disadvantage for me, and me alone. You need to make multiple theories the way the play is here. Are you going to surrender before the fighting begins again? Calm down. No one said that you can only use blue once for each mystery. Okay, that's good. Do you understand what it means? No? Butler! What does it mean? Butler! In the beautiful way you've been fighting up until now, you made a single theory gorged with the witch's reaction. And if that one didn't work, then you'll stop making another theory. You won't corner a witch like that. Then how am I meant to fight? You don't mean... Yeah, that's right. You don't challenge the mysteries with an individual point. You assault them with a wall. You said yourself it's an earlier game that that's what the attitude behind reasoning should be like. Assault with a wall.
That's right, I said to myself before. The act of trying to uncover the mystery by reasoning is like trying to shoot a distant target with an arrow. Until now, I've been shooting off a single flimsy arrow every time, asking the witch if I scored a hint, and then once told that I missed, preparing my bow again and shooting off another flimsy arrow. There is no way I'll hit at that rate. Bullets might be a better example than arrows. If you take one shot after another at a distant target with a handgun, you probably won't hit it easily. So how can you hit it? If a handgun doesn't work, use a shotgun. Instead of a single bullet, blast you with a chute filled with countless projectiles at once. Shot scattered so its impact a wide area, so it's very well suited for shooting small, fast targets like birds. That's right, there is no rule that says reasoning has to be like a pistol, shooting one shot off at a time. Making a single theory and just hoping that it hits like a stopping your own thinking. Blast away with a massive number of bullets or pieces of reasoning and make them impact like a wall so you only need just one of them to find its mark. Blue, huh? I get it. If your red truce is razor sharp katana, that it looks like my blue is a shotgun. A gun versus a knife? No, a machine gun with a fire enough to honeycomb bitches. Witches. He that is always shooting must something. He that is always shooting must something, haha. That sort of crude analogy is just like you. The climax of detective novels is always the same. The great and famous detective gathers all the suspects in one place and unveils a single trail of logic, which is proven correct in spectacular fashion. Almost like William Tell expertly shooting through an apple with a single L. Who the fuck is this? That's why I mistakenly thought of it like a virtue. Sure, that probably wouldn't be magnificent if I could shoot through the truth with a single guess, but that isn't realistic. Just look at the real wars. Do I really think everyone pulls long guns out of a trench, aim really well, and take a single shot at a time on the other side? They don't, right? They fire rapidly. They fire all over the place. They pin down the enemy with a barrage. Reasoning was the same way. Because of that weird virtue, I had been stuck thinking that I could only take one line of reasoning at a time. We humans cannot fire off countless guesses and possibilities. Imagination is ammunition. Suspension of thought is clogged barrel. The pathetic way I've been reasoning up until now is like pea shooter. Incredibly awkward, like I've been weakly firing off a shot, getting it denied and read, and then receiving the next bullet and reloading. My blue truth that claims that human trick as a truth will overwhelm its target, the fantasy told by a witch, with all the firepower of my imagination. This is my Ushirimiya Butler style way of fighting. Yu-Gi-Oh! Thanks to you, I figured out the real way to fight. Thanks, Gretel! You're welcome. It's enough to make me think how pathetic I was before. Yeah, it's like Beata said. I've had the benefit of handicap up until now. I'll acknowledge this. New rule. Understood. I have my own way to fight. And I'll show it to you. Excellent spirit. I like that. Then try using it right away, this blue truth of yours. I use it alright. With this blue truth, I can break apart your witch theory, which states that only a witch culprit was possible because everyone had alibis. This is my truth. Ushirimi Kinzo is already dead. Therefore, the true number of people on the island is 17. By adding an unknown person X to that, it's become 18 people. By supposing that the person X exists, the crime is possible, even if all 17 people have alibis. Yay! Did you know, umineko is fucked up my way of thinking about things. Because I was watching something, and that something
had witches and magic in it, and I was like, fuck, is this even real? Even though it wasn't even a question of a story if it was real or not. People were seeing this, that means it's real. But I was like, huh, is this real, or do I need to decline this? Do I need to decline this in blue? In short, if you keep preventing us from meeting with Father, we'll have to form the following theory. Simply, Father is already dead, but you're hiding that because you don't want the inheritance to be distributed. See? Distributed. See? New expression. Ridiculous. That is correct. That is worse than ridiculous. I have never been so insulted. Oh my god, Natsuhi. Grow up. It's even possible for us to force you to allow us to check whether he's alive or dead in the presence of the police. Isn't it, Iwane-san? Yes. That's right, Nissan. We could come up with any number of excuses for it. We could easily set up so that you have to arrange a meeting with Father under the supervision of a third. Ooh, what happened? Ouch! For some reason, a muscle, like, in my ribcage got fucked for a second. Ew, that was so painful. I'm sorry. Am I dying? Maybe I am. Ouch. Jesus Christ, this was unfair. Oh my god, now it's weird. We could come up with any number of excuses for it. We could easily set it up so you have to arrange a meeting with Father under the supervision of a third party. Still, I think that it would be very shameful for the Oshiramiya family. That's why I'm making this proposal. The responsibilities and duties of a caregiver. A penalty is a worst-case scenario. If you consent to this, we will be able to refrain from doing something like dragging Father outside. Yeah, that's right, Angeki. Didn't you just say it? You are carrying out your natural duties as Father's caregiver. Curious condition should be anything to worry about, right? What is our reaction? Are you really that worried about having your position of successor dragged out from under you if that dies something other than a natural death? Or what? Do you have any idea of some way Father could die as a natural death? Of course I don't. I see. Now I do understand how Father feels. With beautiful final years, and able to even die as he pleases. Yes, truly beautiful final years. And what we suspect is that those final years are already in the past. You could completely clear the suspicion just by letting us meet with Father. So even after all this humiliation, you still won't allow us to meet with him, Kraus-Nissan? Father is probably already dead. You disposed of the body in absolute secrecy, most likely. And after taking all of the wealth for yourself as Father's agent, you will make it so that he disappeared and spent 7 years making Father a corpseless member of the deceased. I'm sorry. Please don't take it badly, alright? I'm just playing detective here. How rude can you be? You have no rights to stay in this mansion. Leave immediately. I will never again permit you to cross the threshold of this house. It worked last year, but you're used up your luck if you thought it would work this year too. Father is in a bad mood, so he can meet with us? That was plenty suspicious last year, and yet you do it again this year. If you wanted to fake being Father's agent and grab up all his assets, you should have done it a little more speedily and make him disappear without waiting for today's family conference. You really are naive, Kraus-Nisama. I have no idea what you are. However, if it is a fact that Father is in a bad mood and you're preventing us from meeting him as a part of your responsibilities as a caregiver, that's a very virtuous thing to do. In that case, if you just accept the condition of If you just accept the condition I've provided, everything will be settled here and now. After all, you care so greatly for...
You care so greatly for father, Kraus Nissan. That's no way that father will die in a manner that leads to trouble during the autopsy. Father hates hospitals in any case, so he'll pass away in his study, right? An autopsy will certainly be carried out in any event. The only way to kill him without an autopsy would be for him to disappear. Kiri-san, I wonder if you would mind not spoiling your son too much? Eva rebuked Curie in a sickeningly kind voice. Considering the situation, that was impossible, which is why it was so sickening. Nissan must have all kinds of situations to his own deal with, as well as his pride. Even though it may be an obvious duty to Nissan, if we put it down on paper and even assign penalties, that's bound to be unpleasant for him. Don't you agree, Rosa? Yeah, that's right. We might have made light of Kraus Nissan's pride as the eldest son too much. It might be a bit cruel to make him sign a memorandum regarding the duties of a caregiver, as Kiri-san suggests. Yeah, I agree. You're doing a good job, Anyaki. Taking that into account, all that stuff about singing stage papers, the worst case penalties, it might be possible for us to consider skipping all that just leaving everything to you. You people. Ooh, he's mad. Not just Eva, but Rudolph and Rosa as well began closing in on crowds, which unraveling smiles on their faces as though they had planned this beforehand. So every time circumstances are different? So should I consider that we saw Kinzo multiple times acting before? But to be fair, we saw like magical bunny girls multiple times before, so who knows? The memorandum regarding the responsibilities of a caregiver. We can make it so that you don't need to sign, and we will never demand a meeting with the father again. It's Kiri. If you can't guarantee that you are fit to be a caregiver even without the document, that is. Are you telling me to pay security money? This is ludicrous! The security money paid to Eva-san, Rudolph-san, and Rosa-san will be 3 billion yen each. As a deposit, you will transfer 10% of that, 30 million yen each, before the year is out. 8 billion? I don't have that kind of money. After father passes away, you should be able to work it out. Our investigations have told us at least that much. And even a deposit of 900 million yen, you should be able to manage your current financial situation. And it should be even possible for you to borrow it from father, right? There is no need for this obvious charade. How unpleasant. Truly unpleasant. It is all that. And it was disrespectful enough with just a discussion of father's inheritance. Father is already dead. My husband is hiding that to keep all the money to himself. I have had enough of this. None of you are qualified to bear the name of Shiramiya any longer. Calm down, Natsuki-san, and the rest of you, that's enough talk for now. Why don't we just leave with this for the time being, huh? This is a big old topic, and sudden too. We might be getting a little worked up ourselves. Why don't we take a break for a while and clear our heads? Kraus-Nissan probably needs a little time to himself, right, Kraus-san? Time? And why would I need something like that? Okay. Look, deep down, none of us actually thinking anything serious like that. It just seems like you were going to let us see father no matter what. Like you weren't going to see father no matter what, so we felt like making a better comments, that's all. And Kraus-san, the things we said made you angry and you argued back on instincts. I know really well what it's like. That's not how you really feel either. You're actually thinking fine, unless you see him if you're going to be like that thick-headed about it. Right? Isn't that right? But after all we're said, you just couldn't help getting stubborn, and now you're having trouble saying it's alright to see him, that's all. Isn't it that? Right? Right? It certainly does seem like the rest of you, my husband was slightly lost his composure. We are firmly refusing only out of respect for father's desire not to meet with you all.
That's right.
It just started turning into another sibling fight like the old days, and I grew stubborn as well. Let us cool our heads. I understand now how strongly you all desire to meet with father. I will pass that on to him. I will find some way of convincing him that he will see you. How's that? Right. I think it's alright to give Kraus Nissan some time to pursue father. Yeah, we're counting on you, Aniki. Please do a good job of pursuing him so he'll meet with us. After all, you're that caregiver. About pursuing him, let's set a limit on to something tonight, okay? When tomorrow comes, we'll confirm father's well-being, even if we have to break down the door to his study. You have no problem with that, right? Nissan? Do as you like. I see. It seems that I'm not given much time to pursue him. Come on, Natsuki. We shall ask him to at least be with us for dinner. Yes! This is pretty bad. I'm sorry. I'm not having it today. I'm sorry. Kraus left the parlor accompanied by Natsuki. Once their footsteps disappeared, Hiroshi breathed out heavily and flopped onto sofa smirking. Hello, how's umineko going? Hello! It's doing okay. We on the first episode. I'm almost finished. I mean, not almost, but I'm finishing question arc. Kiri-san, you're a frightening person. Sorry for speaking out of turn. I apologize. No, you cornered him in a different way from the original plan, but in the end, this was even better. Just like always, I have to bow my head to you. But can we really prepare 900 million yen? We estimated that 750 million would be the most Kraus Nissan could afford with the current financial situation. Isn't 900 million gorging him too much? It's alright if it's impossible for him. If we do something like lowering it to 750 million so Kraus Nissan can save face, it will look like we're compromising, and it will be easier to settle, right? And if we really does come out with 900 million, that's even better. Nissan is probably having a strategy meeting with Natsuki-san about now. It will be truly interesting to see what kind of twisted logic our proud Nissan comes up with as an excuse. Convince father? There is no way he can. There is no way to convince someone who doesn't even exist. I mean, he exists, he's just dead. Okay. He's so sad. He's looking so sad. All my siblings have taken time out of their schedule to come here to the annual family conference. Kraus and Natsuki could be seen in Kin's dimly lit study. Every once in a while, thunder could be heard, and the dimly lit room flickered with light. It seemed that the island would be closed off by the storm very soon. Father, please, just this once, show those disrespectful people the majesty over the head. It's no good. Huh? He's here? He's not here? The large figure standing by the window, his majestic black back facing him, quietly yet forcefully gave his answer. His head was hung slightly, and he appeared to be trembling. Whoa? Eventually, a mumbling laugh reached them from over his shoulder. Oh, he's alive. Phew. I wonder if he actually alive or if it's just like some fantasy again or something. It's no good. That's no goddamn good at all. 3 months left to live? A senile old man non-long for this world? Just who are you referring to?
I'm sorry, this is really creepy. This is creeping the shit out of me. What the fuck? Oh, oh, oh. This is so scary. What the hell? This expression is the worst. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, brain dead fool. Your sibling intimidated you so you come crawling here. Is that it? You are a disgrace. Jesus Christ, can he not look at me like this? Kinzo spun around and brandished his cloak. A blast of wind shook up the stale air inside the room. Was it... what? Was it the sound to character? Oh! Goldsmith, excuse you? What is he doing here? Gorodo Sumisu. Kinzo's name as a mage is Goldsmith. His skill as a summoner and legendary for a modern age. In terms of summoning ability, there are times when he surpasses even Beatrice. However, he's very mismatched, and while he does excel in some areas, he is thoroughly lacking as a mage in others. He cannot even perform the trifling magic to reheat a cup of tea, yet he can summon demons capable of using magic to boil the oceans. His system of magic is his own and has its origins in the mathematical miracles. Beatrice later reworked her own system of magic based on his. Jesus Christ. Wait, this is so creepy. Why is he like this? I hope he's not gonna look at me anymore like this. Please don't make him look at me like this. The air pressure expressed clearly the majesty and willpower of Shiromiya Kinzo. It was no longer at all that Kraus landed on his backside, as if that presence had literally blown him to the ground. Kraus is so sad here. Although showing consideration for Kraus, who looked as though his slack had been swept out from under him, Natsuki also crouched down. Then, with a trunk and another trunk, Kinzo's footsteps approached with a halt that signified his majesty. Please. Father. Oh my god! I'm sorry. This is just so fucking creepy. This reminds me of the art style of this weird anime called the Cat Soup. Is it called Cat Soup? The cat something. He looks exactly like a cat from Cat Soup. This is so creepy. And even though Cat from Cat Soup doesn't scare me, this is actually. You need to be somewhat great to make an expression like this. This is so scary. You fool! I heard it all from Kana, just how pathetical your siblings made you dance like a puppet. Father, my husband is doing his best to protect your honor. Phew. Without letting an ear to dance his words, Kinzo extended his palm to Kraus' collar as the latter sat on the floor. No, he curled up his fingers, leaving only his index finger out, and then, with that one remaining finger, he pressed hard onto Kraus' collar, twisted it, and slowly, just one finger, he raised Kraus high into the air. Okay. Truly, what a pathetic creature you are! You even need your wife to speak in your defense? If you have an excuse, man up and show me that you can give it yourself. Kraus' feet crumbled at the air. Kinzo's brainly finger was choking him. He couldn't even open his mouth, much less talk. However, even if he had been allowed to open his mouth, as he was now, there was no way he would be able to think up an excuse that Kinzo would accept. Still, that incredible power he possessed. No one would call Kinzo an old man after seeing this superhuman strength. Father, my husband, he has his own way of fighting. I beg you to forgive him.
Natsuki. Fighting in this process you undergo before you achieve victory. You cannot call it fighting if it ends in the loss. Okay, I made it immunity. This not scares me that much. This is still so creepy. The artist who made this expression is literally like genius. How did they do this? This is so bad and so good at the same time. Just one word, we called it humiliation. And this is my successor? As thunder rolled, Kinza laughed heartily as though there could be nothing more amusing. I don't know. Sometimes I think, how the fuck this guy could be the guy who was alright with just having a fucking homunculus of his beloved. How he could be okay with this? How it could be enough for him? This is weird. And at the end of his love, he threw his freckless son away like he was scrap paper, slamming him against the wall. Jesus Christ! My love, just breathe. Kraus slid down the wall, rubbing his throat in pain. Natsuki ran up to him and cared for him, but Kinza showed no interest in two of them. And he returned to the space near the window, as though he had been here the whole time, and looked up at the ominous thunderclouds. I thought that as long as I could meet Beatrice, I would have no regrets in my life, but it seems that things won't go so smoothly. It was promised from the beginning that nothing received from the witch would remain. However, the Ushirimiya name is not the only property of the witch. Who is fit to succeed this name? It seemed that it also must be resolved by my own hand. Rejoice, Kraus! I have changed my mind. Father? Then you'll... Why is Kraus making these expressions? Jesus Christ. I have no desire to have dinner with you cowards. However, I will attend the family conference afterwards. Father, thank you very much. There, I shall make an important announcement regarding the succession of a hardship. I will resolve your foolish quarrel myself. Okay. This is nice. This is nice we're doing different thing now. (1806) Angie's recollection. Angie again. The door was forcefully flung open, and Rosa flew in with Maria. Is Genji-san or anyone here? It doesn't matter who, someone bring us a bath towel. Oh, okay, it was a scene where Maria was trying to find for her rose, right? It was already a full-blown typhoon outside, and it was starting to pour down hard. Though she had at least been using an umbrella, Maria had been in a rose garden amid all that wind and rain the whole time. She had grown ice cold. Maria had gotten into a minor fight with Rosa in the rose garden and had been told to stay there forever. She had gone as she was told and had continued to remain in the spot even after the rain started. Rosa certainly had gotten a little emotional and angry, but Maria's stubborn demands were probably more at fault. The cousins, who had unfortunately been witness to that exchange, were relieved to see the mother and child close to each other again. Rosa toweled Maria's head dry. She seems overcome with worries that Maria might catch a cold, but Maria herself was nonchalant. Are you alright? You didn't catch a chill, did you? Maybe we really should go back quickly and get a change of clothes. I'm fine. And I'm hungry, so food is better than change of clothes. She seems fine, Auntie Rosa. She's going to be alright if she got that much bounce. It's a really good thing that she had an umbrella. I was thinking she might be soaked to the bone. The fact that she was holding it onto an umbrella is worth consolation at least. But Maria, Even if you got an umbrella, you have to get some shelter if it starts peeing down like this, got it? Little girls shouldn't even let themselves get cold. Mm. It's alright, Jessica-chan. It's Mama's fault for telling you to stay here. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Am I a good girl? Good girl for doing what Mama said? Stayed here even though it was cold. Stay here even until Mama came. Yes, you really are a good girl, Maria. You did exactly what Mama told you. You really did well. But next time, even if Mama tells you to do something, you find some shelter if it starts raining like this. Alright? Promise, Mama. Promise, Mama. This was awful, I'm sorry. Azrosa gently held Maria as they joined their pinkies together and promised. Butler and the others could tell that by bouncing between mother and child expressed through the single little finger, the warmth was starting to return to Maria's body. Karen-kun, thanks for the towel. That really helped. Then, if you would excuse me. Karen bowed with a blank expression as though he had done nothing that requires gratitude, and then left the parlor. Alright, it's already dinner time. Let's all go together. Maria, you can even have of my dessert too for being so good. Really, Mama? Get dessert. Love you, Mama. Now, Maria, don't jump around. Mama loves you too, Maria. Love you, Maria. Love you, Maria. Me too. Love you, Mama. Love you, Mama. Ooh. Rosa and Maria looked really happy together. Okay, this Rosa is much nicer to Maria than Rosa's before. Rosa and Maria looked really happy together, even if the cousins watching started to feel somehow familiar warmth filling up their chests. You know, that might be an age when you're on your best terms with your parents. Huh? That's not Rosa and Maria's situation at all, but okay. It wasn't like that for me, like Mom and stuff. Always yelling at me to study, study, study. That's because they love their children. A parent's love isn't always gentle and indulgent. My mother was strict with me too, but by now I realize that it was because she treasured me so. Love you, Mama. Love you, Mama. Can you stop doing this? Love you, Maria. Love you, Maria. So, shall we get some food? Let's be friends and hold hands. Be friends and hold hands. Mama and Maria, friendly, friendly. Yes, that's right. Mama and Maria are friends. Forever and ever. I love you, Maria. Cute. Oh, Angie's here. Or the hell was that? What happened? The sudden sound had come from a teacup Gretel has been holding, which had fallen and smashed. Sorry, I was out of it for a moment. Sorry for dropping it. The cup on the floor was broken into tiny pieces. Would it really make such a sound and crushed into so many pieces just by being dropped from the height? Ooh, she smashed it. Even someone as obtuse as Butler could realize that she was in a bad mood over something. But he couldn't understand why she was suddenly grow so displeased. Oh, she hates Rosa. She hates Rosa. Huh, okay. When she made to bend over and pick up the pieces of a cup, Renov appeared out of nowhere and stopped her. Please, you will injure yourself. Leave the cleaning up to me. Shall I bring you another cup? No thanks. I guess a demon's black tea doesn't suit my tastes. To think that there is someone whose tastes aren't satisfied, even by Renault's tea. I must respect you discerning palate. Palate? I'm getting bored, so I'll go out for a bit. Bored? Wait a sec, but things are about to get started. At this point, Maria's probably going to say that she's got an umbrella and letter from Beatrice again, you know? That's a crucial part. You have to excuse me. Sorry, someone cleaned up a mess. Leave it to me. Without saying anything else, Gretel disappeared of her own accord. Her form literally melted and disappeared into a thin air. There had definitely been a displeased expression on her face. But neither Butler nor Renov, nor of course Beate either, could understand why her mood was so suddenly worsened. All that remained was the fragrance of the black tea she had spilled.
Uh-oh. Are we gonna see... Ooh! Huh? Eternity. It felt very unpleasant. No, to be even more blunt, it made my skin crawl.
Why are you so irritated, Angie?
Why? Isn't it obvious?
Not to me.
Even Marionette-chan, with a blank expression on her face, irritated me. I held my hands palm up in the empty air, and from out of nowhere, a single book landed upon them with a thump. It was Marionette-chan's diary. I love the sound. Sound of the pages. Okay, you can hear it when I do this? That's fine. Even though there was no wind, the pages flipped and flipped without deterring them, and opened the door to Marionette-chan's world.
Oh, we onto this again. Why do you think I'm not happy, Angie?
By thinking about it objectively.
Objectively, from your perspective, right?
Are you trying to say that the truth is different from me to you?
Truth change its form depending on the observer, and observers from the future always are right at form. Angie, what do you want with my happiness?
The pages of the diary were flipped through at greater and greater speeds. Then a brilliant light poured out from the depths of the diary, swallowing everything up and painting over it all with white. Mystic Forest. Sorry, Maria. Mama has a mountain of work that she needs to be urgently taken care of, so I'm going to be confined to my workplace for a while. I probably won't be able to come back home until late at night, the day after tomorrow.
Then what about the promise to go to the movies together on Sunday?
The movies? Judging by Rosa's tone, she had clearly forgotten the promise, but Maria's response to that was an apology for asking. I'm sorry. Maria apologized for troubling her mother by asking that question.
I'll stay home. I'll behave myself and wait. I'll take a bus every day and change my underwear. I know where the money is. I'll go to a different store every day. I'll make sure not to go out too late. If a policeman asks, I'll say I'm running around for Mama. I'll say it just like you told me to.
Literally my life when I was Maria's age. That's right. You'll be a good girl. If you're good, I'll buy you a present. Listen now, go to bed by 9 o'clock. Make sure not to tell your teacher or any grown-ups that Mama hasn't come home. Yikes. Alright?
Okay. I will, so Mama, work hard, okay? Work hard, finish your work, and come back as fast as you can. I won't cry during the nights and annoy the neighbors anymore, so come back soon.
Well then, I'm busy, so I'll hang up now. Be a good girl and wait patiently. Don't do anything foolish. See you. Parental neglect is worst. Click. Using a tone that indicates she was wrapping up the call, Rosa hung up the phone without waiting for Maria's answer. Maria neatly set down the receiver and returned to the sofa. There sat a stuffed animal, Sakutara, who had been watching TV with her until a second ago. Sakutara was clutching the remote control to the TV. She had turned off the TV temporarily because of the phone call. He looked like he was asking her to turn the power on again because he wanted to quickly get back to watching TV.
Sakutara, did you want to watch TV?
Uru? You don't want to watch anymore, Maria? If their entertainers team gets all the questions right, they might turn everything around. Uru?
No, that's enough TV. Again, Mama's busy with her work and isn't coming home. Mama usually has a lot of overtime. It doesn't come home until late. She has to socialize or something for work, so she comes home having drunk a lot of alcohol, even though she can handle it. And with a pale face, she goes straight into the shower and then to bed. And even on the weekends, she says she was overtime or has to stay over and almost never comes home. This has been happening often recently, saying she has a big job lined up or something. The picture I did my best on during art class got laughed at by anyone, but I wanted Mama to look at it properly at least. But once again, I won't be able to show her. And talk about the time was anyone pushed the cleanup onto me, and I did my best by myself and got praised by the teacher. And talk about when I went shopping, and the man in the shop said he's always impressed by me and gave me a free can of coffee. And there is a card I wrote and secretly hid under Mama's pillow, because I wanted to encourage her when she comes home from working so hard. And there is more. There is so much I wanted to ask about. Mama is working really hard at her job. She's working with all of her strength so we can eat every day. Hate jobs. Mama should just quit this stupid job. A job is an important thing to with adults though. It lets you eat food, buys clothes, pays for school lunches, and pays the deposit for summer camp. It's all because Mama works and earns money for you. Don't need food, don't need clothes, don't need school lunches, and don't want to go to the summer camp. It's not like any of the groups will let me join in. Buru? Just now on the phone, Mama promised that she'll buy you a present for when she comes back from work, right? I think Mama made that promise because you're important to her, Maria, and she feels bad for making you lonely. I don't know. Buru? She'll definitely won't do that if she thought you were a pain or annoying. She wants you to stay by your side at all the time as well. Remember how in the beginning I was like, there is a person on Twitter who wrote that Umineko is super feminist, and like the way Rosa is described here is not really sympathetic to a single mother with a job, right? Because no matter how you look at it, and no matter how much Maria is defending her, you understand why Maria is defending her, but you as a viewer thinks that, hey, she clearly does her job really badly as a mother. And it's like the only in this world, only in this, how to say it, only in this episode, we're having this huge insight into Maria's like thinking. But before, we saw multiple times how Rosa just fucking physically abused Maria, well, because she can handle her as a child. I don't know, just being single mother is really hard. Especially in Japan, especially in fucking 1980s. I don't think actually that Umineko is really truthful for it to be in 1980s, but whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't know, I feel like if Umineko was actually feminist, as the person on Twitter said, it wouldn't be framing it this way. Like, especially because Maria is still wants her mother to be with her, it makes it even worse in some degree, because we're like, holy fuck, she does all of this and her child still loves her and she still neglects her child. Nah, I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I kinda care, but maybe it's gonna be better later. Maybe there's gonna be like some huge redeeming qualities in Rosa. And I don't actually feel it bad. I mean, how to say it? I'm sorry. I don't actually hate Rosa. I'm sympathetic, I guess.
But still, I feel like it's framed in like really negative light to Rosa, and if there's people who like actually hate her, I wouldn't be surprised. But oh, she definitely wouldn't do it if she thought you were in pain or annoying. She wants to stay by your side all the time as well. She also finds it painful and sad that she can't, like, I remember when Mama spent the whole night by your side crying.
Yeah, didn't understand why Mama was crying, but seeing Mama like that was so sad, and I couldn't do anything but stay silent by her side.
I remember the last thing Mama said then. She said, "Thank you."
Sorry, water?
She said that just by being by her side, you were the only ally in the whole world. Uru, do you remember?
Yeah, you're my only ally in the whole wide world, she said.
Sakutara set the remote on the table, crawled up under the sofa, sat on my lap, and spoke to me while gazing into my eyes. I'm sure Mama's just like you, Maria. Where the designs Mama draw are only ones laughed at by clients, and her company is the only one that has annoying jobs pushed onto it by other companies. Mama is the president, so she has to take care of everything all by herself. Like, this does not redeem Rosa. This is more speaks about how Maria is intelligent and she understands anything, no matter what. And it still makes Rosa's case kind of worse in a sense, because Maria is still supports her no matter what. And her company is the only one that never gets to join in with the business of other companies. You're Mama's only ally, remember. If ever you tell Mama to quit her job, in the whole wide world, where would Mama's ally be?
Sakutara.
The only person I hate in the whole world is... Fuck. The only person I have in the whole world is you. And the only person Mama has in the whole world is you. What about you, Maria?
I have Mama and I have you.
Then you aren't lonely at all, would you? Mama is busy with her work, so she can be with you very often. But please, don't blame her on that, Maria. In exchange, I'll always be by your side, and I'll be here forever and ever. So don't cry, okay?
Uru.
Me being with you can't stop you feeling sad?
Sakutaro.
From the holes in Maria's heart, which she had been doing her best to seal up, drops of sadness finally dropped down. Drip drip, plop plop. Sniff sniff, drip drip, plop plop. Even though weekends where Mama doesn't come home aren't a rare thing, even though this night wasn't especially more painful or sad than any other, Maria's tears poured down. Ru, don't cry, Maria. I'll always be with you. Even if you're going to cry, I won't. I'm a lion cub. I can't cry just because I'm lonely. I want to cry too, but I'm not going to.
Why won't you cry, Sakutara? You still will cry even when it's lonely and you can hold back the tears?
Uru? But if I cry, who will make you feel better? So I'm not going to cry, because I want to make you smile.
If I smile, will Mama come back?
When she does come back and you greet her with a happy face, I'm sure she'll feel the same. Uru?
Mama will be happy?
Uru. And then, I'm sure it'll revive your tiredness from work as well. And then I'm sure she'll get in the mood earlier than normal and play with you a lot. When you come home and Mama waiting for you here and she'll in the kitchen in a good mood, don't you feel really happy? It's definitely the same for her.
If I stay here being happy, she'll be happy too?
Uru? Sakutara nodded deeply with his big head. No more tears could fall from Maria's eyes, because if she greeted her Mama with a tear-stained face, her Mama would probably be sad too. Get sad too. You know this already, Maria. You can use the magic that creates smiles if you aren't smiling too.
Yeah, I know. So I won't cry anymore.
Hey, Maria. I have an idea for how we can have a fun time. Ru, can I tell you?
What is it?
Mama won't be coming back until late night Sunday. Why don't we have a pajama party in secret without Mama ever knowing?
Pajama party?
Until you get tired late tonight, you can play with me while eating candy and drinking soda in bed. Ew.
A pajama party? Yeah, that sounds fun. I don't have to go to bed at 9. Mama won't get mad at me for not going to bed.
This is a secret between you and me, only for when Mama isn't around. So until you get sleepy, let's spend the whole night having fun together. Let's eat jelly beans and try to guess what color we'll get next. Let's split open peanuts and try to guess which half is a grandpa. Let's search for the treasure in the closet. And more, so much more. I wonder what it'll taste like if we mix orange juice and melon soda. Ew.
Want to try it at once, but ask Mama if it was alright and she got mad.
Uru, let's try it out in secret from Mama. Tonight, let's play a lot, laugh a lot, and blow away our tears with happiness. Don't worry, with me here, I'll definitely be fun. It'll definitely be fun. I'll make you happy for sure, Maria.
Yeah. It will be fun with you here. It'll definitely make me happy. Thanks, Sakutara. Won't cry anymore. Let's have a super fun time together, make yourself super happy, and say welcome home with a smile on our faces when Mama gets back.
Uru? Let's play tonight and get in a real good mood. Let's play a lot in a secret party when we can only have when Mama isn't here. If we are lively enough, I'm sure plenty of friends will come to play from Wonderland and Looking Glassland. Really? It's called Looking Glassland? Okay. We'll have so many friends at the point that there is simply won't be time left to feel bored. Uru? Uru! And then I started my pajama party with Sakutara and had fun till late the night. I played by sticking my hand under the bag of jelly beans without looking and tried to guess which color I would pull out. Sakutara had good intuition and got it right a lot. Partway through, I also achieved the brilliant feat of guessing right 4 times in a row. The game where I split peanuts open and tried to guess which half would be the grandpa was easier than guessing the color of a jelly bean, so I got it right a lot. Sucking my salt-covered fingers was a bad manners, but that was the yummiest part. I like both orange juice and melon soda on their own. I hope that by mixing those two, my favorite drinks, there might be a flash of light like alchemy, and a new drink that no one had ever tasted before would be created. I got excited about how, if it turned out really delicious, I'd call it Sakutara soda and sell it. But unexpectedly, it was weird and disappointing taste, and the color was something dull and boring. Maybe I shouldn't have been surprised that orange and green mixed together would make this. Too bad. I imagined that it would become a sparkling pineapple color.
But it was an awesome fun night. If I'm having that much fun, maybe Mama will start wanting to come home too and unexpectedly appear in the front door. So I got the feeling that Mama might suddenly come home, and went to the front door many times to check, but there was no way Mama would be able to come home when she was still busy with work. But rather than a feeling of loneliness, I felt just a little disappointed that I couldn't invite Mama to join in on such a fun late night party. Next time, I'll do this when Mama is around and I'll let her join in. Even some things I don't think are yummy, Mama say are delicious. So she might say that Sakutara soda is really yummy. When Mama comes back tired, I'll serve her some. And more than anything, I wanted to at least write about a fun night in letter and tell Mama about it. Hoping that these strong feelings of happiness would reach Mama too. Hoping that when Mama comes home exhausted from her job, which is always so tough for her, I could share this happiness with her. Hoping when Mama comes home late Sunday night, almost certainly tired, I could make her even just a little brighter by sharing this happiness. I softly placed that letter at Mama's desk. To Mama, good job on your work day again today. Some of my happiness for you to share. From Maria. Then I decided to type. Then I decided to give a present to Sakutaro for proposing this wonderful night. A small red scarf that I found when searching for treasures in my closet. When Maria was still very young, her mama was knitted this tiny, tiny red scarf for her. Maria was embodied on it with knitting tools. It's cute. That's cute because I have two little stuffed animal before that had a piece of clothes that I was wearing as a baby. That's cute. That's cute. That's cute. She softly wrapped his scarf around Sakutaro. It really suited him, ascending his yellow with red very well. Are you not gonna change his sprite? Oh, you're going to! Huh. Huh. Ha ha ha. It's a lion. Yeah, there's nobody here. Okay, whatever. Uru, does it suit me? Sakutaro looked embarrassed as he wore his first present ever. Yeah, it really suits him. Sakutaro, thank you so much for everything. I had so much fun tonight. I can't even remember why I was crying. Let's always stick together, okay? And let's always play and laugh together.
Uru? Love you, Maria.
Me too. Love you, Sakutaro. After playing so wildly, my room was a mess. Maybe I played a little too much. But I'm tired for today, so let's sleep together now. And tomorrow we'll clean up the... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Mama's not gonna like any of this shit. We'll clean up together and welcome Mama with a clean room. Okay, Sakutaro? Uru? See? See how happy... See how happy me and Sakutaro are? Is this your happiness, Maria-san? Yup, I am happy. Even though you were looking forward to this movie so much, and Aunt Rosa promised that she'll definitely take you, she completely forgot. She just happened to forget because she was so busy with work. Even if she had remembered, she couldn't have done anything about it with her work. Whether she remembered or not, Mama would spend the night at work in either case. She couldn't go to the movies. Whether she remembered the promise or not is insignificant. There is no way that's insignificant. After all, when Aunt Rosie replied the movies on the phone, it was obvious that she had completely forgotten the promise. And when she heard that, Maria-chan mood definitely darkened. Well, like you say, even if Aunt Rosa had remembered her promise, you wouldn't have been able to go to the movies in the end. But even so, to think that your mother just forgot your promise to spend one of your days off with you, it's sad. I'd be angry. Angie, you don't have a mother. Shut up. Yeah, it was sad. Because even if she had remembered, we wouldn't be able to go to the movies. But after that, I had a very, very fun night with Sakutaro. You must have... What? You must have thought that pajama party looked really fun too, Angie. There's no way that would be fun. I mean, all of that messing around you did that night was just you intentionally making a frenzy out of nothing so you could forget that you were lonely and that your mother wasn't coming home. That's not true. Really did have fun party with Sakutaro. No, you didn't. You was just so sad and you hated your mother so much for forgetting the promise that you made a mess of your room. Sorry. Angie, are you alright? Angie, I feel like you lack a little bit of, logic and emotional intelligence, but all of us do. All of us do. Was there something like that ever written in my diary? It isn't written anywhere. But by reading the gaps between the line, I can tell how you felt. You didn't have a good time at all this evening. And you stayed up late when you were not told to, broke the strict rule about not eating sweets outside of snack time. And then didn't even fuck. And when even that didn't bury your sadness, you went wild in your room and made the best of it. Isn't that all? And after you made a mess of your room and were all tired out, all you did was crawl at bed and sheet and cry yourself to sleep. You just written in the diaries that Mama probably forgot your promise about the movie, and that I stayed up late having a pajama party with Sakotaro, and made a mess in my room searching for treasure. Yes, and that can only mean one thing, can it? You were staring for Auntie Rose's love. I mean, Angie is not wrong, but her take is kind of weird. And Aunt Rosa always put her work and her public image first, always keeping you on the back burner. That's why it makes my skin crawl, because I know it's just how superficial Aunt Rosa's words of love for you are. You should realize this yourself. I mean, that's probably a bad idea to say her that. I mean, she's not real, so who cares, but... So, how can you say that you're happy? I don't understand that part of you, Mariana-chan. Even at this age, I can't understand it at all. How aren't you sad? How is it that you can experience a reality filled with misfortune and call yourself happy? She's just delusional, Angie. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't understand it. You're a sad kid, Angie. I don't get it. Why are you pitying me? Even though a fact about reality fun pajama party is written in a diary, there is observed by a different person. It looks like the same fact makes a different form. What is this? Why is he going through all of this? This is such an obvious shit. Like, it's not a fact though. None of this is a fact. I mean, that's why people argue semantics, I guess. I remember talking about this with Bergenstyle. Truth is indeterminate and change its form for every time it's observed. It's not truth, though! If you can interpret it, it's not truth! Hello? I mean... It's not what I wanted to say. Fuck! English language is hard, though. Maybe saying if you can interpret it, it's not truth, is not that bad of a deal. That bad of a way to phrase it. But you constantly... That's why we hate semantics. Why the fuck? Why can't just all cool people in the world agree on something, some definition? And it's going to be it. In other words, depending on the person who perceives it, a single truth becomes different. It's not true though, it's not how it works. And truths of the past are painted over by truths of the future. In this diary, I wrote that what happened that night was very, very fun. You described the event of the night as something very happy. And yet, when you read the diary, you read the events of that night as very, very sad. Yeah, guys. None of you perceived the truth. All of you just experienced it in different ways. None of the truth is Maria was alone at a house. And how you feel about this is not the truth. Okay? I feel so dumb. Marking this, I feel so dumb. Oh. Even though you described it as happiness, I read it as something different. Stop it! This tells of a happy night. This is the truth of an. It's not the truth. It's just how you feel, honey. Please don't take this happy truth and paint it all over with a new and different truth.
Does this makes you happy, Mariana-chan?
Yup, happy. This is why I feel so sorry for you, because you can't feel happiness in the same situation.
Both she back then and I now have the same friendliness and lonely situation, and Angie accepted the lonely truth as a lonely truth, but she painted over the lonely truth with a happy truth. I'm thinking about this the second time. I thought about it the last time, but I didn't feel I voiced it out loud. There is like the scene in this manga called The Skip and Loafer, where a girl was like, oh, this person only remembers the name of the people who helped her, but I, and much more worse person than her, only remember names of people who like wronged me. This is literally the same thing. Yeah, in Skip and Loafer it was better presented, and this is kinda dumb. Like, both of you are delusional. You're... you're not classified as a smart people. Like, what are you doing? Shirime Maria took the sad truth and changed it to happiness. Oop. Sorry, a second. Okay, I am taking a break. Be right back, 5 minutes, and we're gonna go for an hour more maybe or something. Whatever. Be right back. Okay, while I'm on it, I thought about it a little and worded it a little bit better, a better way. So, a fact is an objective truth, and by objective truth, I mean something that definitely happened. For example, I don't know, Maria was alone at that night that they were talking about. This is subjective truth, and when the truth is objective, you cannot argue it. You cannot argue that Maria wasn't here and wasn't doing this, because we know for sure that she was here. It's like denying the objective reality in existence. But what they arguing is not if Maria was at home at this time or something. They arguing their feelings about the objective truth. And I don't know why umineko doing this. I don't know why it's doing this shit with definition. Like, don't call it the truth. It's not a truth. It's just how you feel about the truth. How you feel about the situation. It's not the truth. I still feel dumb talking about this. I don't know. It's like, I hate semantics. I hate semantics so much. Like, I hate arguing this shit. It's always the worst. The worst. Like, this is so obvious. This is such an obvious shit. That's why when you criticize something, you're not criticizing sometimes you criticize objective facts. Sometimes you like, I have no ideas. Why when I put it on the spot, I can't think of anything. Whatever. When you're criticizing something, sometimes you criticize facts, but most of the time you just criticize how you felt in relation to those facts, right? Like, for example, Resident Evil 4 remake is a remake, and some people like it, and some people don't like it. The idea that it's a remake and not a separate new game, right? I don't know. I'm always doing this. I'm always talking, and then did not come to any conclusion whatsoever, as I feel like. I'm sorry, I'm kind of stupid. I'm trying to get a gist of it. Trying get a gist of stuff, like talking out loud and conclude my train of thoughts and stuff like that. On other notes, Nutella with salty cracker is like best snack ever. Objective truth. Objective truth? No. What's the word? She forgot the word. Oh, whatever. Just kill me. Just kill me. You don't know. You don't know. I'm gonna end the stream soon, and I'm gonna sit down and watch Raiden clips. She's awesome. God, I love you so much. I'm talking about Raiden from Rugloss, from Hololive Device. Hololive Device is amazing. I mean, Rugloss is amazing. There is literally nobody else in Hololive Device except for Rugloss. Such a great wave, my favorite. Such an awesome woman in it. All of them are my wives. Just saying. Today is a stream where I'm really dumb. When I can't read. When I can fucking voice act. When I'm saying dumb shit. Björk feature Rosalia oral. Nice. Okay, I'm eating my cookie, my cracker, and we'll continue in a second. This is awful. Why can I click on Netherlands has a question for the full community clip and watch it? Because I'm on stream. It's so annoying. Oh, I started watching anime. I started watching Fate anime. I know. It's called Fate Khalid, Lunar, Prisma, Ilia. And it's so bad. Like, why? That's my first ever Fate anime, and I did not interact with any Type Moon content except for Umineko except for Tsukihime that I read on stream. And holy shit, Prisma Ilia is so bad. only I'm only watching it because Prisma Ilia having collab with Mahjong Soul, and I really like Mahjong Soul. I really like Mahjong Soul. So I was like, oh, I never watched this anime, maybe I should. To be fair, I really like the decoration that they added in this club. Those are pretty good. But I didn't really like characters. Even though character art for club is pretty great. In this one. Even though I didn't gacha anybody. But I'm a free-to-play player everywhere where gacha is, because I have addictive personality and because I can send money on the internet for some reason, unspecified why. Don't ask. I'm sorry, I hope I'm not munching too loud. Yeah, Prisma Ilia is insane. But I read the comments and they say that like in 4 seasons it's gonna be good. Which is typical. Oh, it's gonna get good. You just need to watch 3 more seasons of a shitty show. And you're like, yay, I'm so happy. I don't care who Isis says, I'm not reading Fate Stay Night ever. Is it normal that I'm only interested in Fate Stay Night? Because it's eroge? I so don't give a fuck about any of the characters. Especially considering I didn't actually like Tsukihime at all. Tsukihime was really weird and specific and weird again. I feel like the only piece of media that Type Moon pulled out that I consumed a little bit at least and liked was Melty Lumina, Type Blood fighting game. It's so weird that English doesn't have a phrase that you need to tell a person who eats. So weird. It always weirded me out. Like, I have this phrase in almost all the languages I speak, except for English. Like, for example, in Japanese it's itadakimasu, you know, right? Classic. And, I can't talk about other languages, but it exists everywhere, but not in English. It's so weird. But to be fair, I get kind of irritated when people tell me this phrase. I don't know. Oh, it's because my family life is fucked up. That's why I really disliked it. Oh, and I also hate, family dinners. And when you go to the family dinner and everybody tells you, oh, bon appetit or something. I mean, English has bon appetit, but nobody actually uses it. Like, When was the last time you heard somebody use it in not in like friendly family manner style? Never, right? I mean, I only have superficial superficial experience with American family dinners from media and shit, but that just seems weird that somebody would say bon appetit to somebody in a family circle. Okay, sorry. A little bit more water and I'm finished. I'm reading. Huh. I need to sit normally. More like a loser. Ouch. Squeaky chair. Shiremia Maria took the sad truth and changed it to happiness. That is the only, and yet all too large, differences between me and Maria Onechan. And at the same time as being unable to accept it, another part of me is jealous of your power. Yeah, that's right. It is power. With that power, I was able to become happy. And without it, you can't. That's just delusion. That is not power. That power. What is it? I didn't know what to call it the power either. At this point in time, at least. Eventually, I would be taught its true form. No! She's gonna say magic. She's gonna say magic. Oh my god. I'll talk about it later, on a later page. So then, let's sign it late Sunday night. With a present, just like she promised. Mama came back. I'm back. Mama, welcome home! Uru? Mama came back. Waiting to greet Rosa as she returned home all tired out was Maria holding Sakutara in an unbelievably good mood. Rosa's worn-out expression was surely due to, at least in parts, to acting fatigue, but also partially because she was sick and tired of having Maria cling to her and lightly whine and sob after being left alone in the house for a few days. However, when she was welcomed by an unbelievably happy Maria and discovered unbelievably that her tears had been unfounded, Rosa couldn't hide her surprise. Stare. What's going on, Maria? You're in a great mood, aren't you? Is someone here? It was strange enough to make Rosa think that a friend might have came over and that she had come back home in the middle of them having a good time playing together. But there was no other shoes by the entrance. Even though Maria was in such a high spirits, she was home alone. At first, Rosa was suspicious that this unexpectedly good mood might have some kind of unwelcome underlying case, but that really was a needless fear, and it really did seem to be Maria had actually stayed in home in a good mood. Even if Rosa's heart had been as cold as hard as a rock, after being welcomed with a smile like this, ouch, Rosa started to honestly accept that smile and made a smile rose to her own face automatically. In that smile, you could see none of the weariness caused by being unable to return home for several days. Maria kept talking about what a fun time she had playing with the stuffed animal Sakutara. Rosa really hadn't imagined that the stuffed animal she'd gifted her would be liked so much, and she couldn't hide her pleasant surprise. I see. So you and Sakutara were having fun watching the house together. Well done, Maria. I have a present for you and Sakutara for being so good. Uru? Presents. I wonder what they are. Maria started jumping around with Sakutara. There were 2 presents. One was Western cake assortment. It contained different kinds of Scotch cakes. It looked of a very high quality. Gimme?
Oh, it's a seal and bin here. That's cute.
Scotch eggs. I'll kill myself. What? Ooh, maybe it does look good. I never had scotch cake. It looks pretty cool. Pretty awesome. Tasty. Oishizo. Okay, that looks nice. It looked to be of very high quality, but Maria was more interested in other one. The other one was even bigger box, and it was pretty heavy. Open it and have a look. They might welcome a new friend for you and Sakutaro, who knows? Wow! That's this! What's this? Inside, laid here like a chess pieces, were about 20 small ceramic animal figures. Uh-oh. Squirrels, rabbits, small birds, dogs and cats. And they were all holding musical instruments. In addition to them, there was also a panorama-style background. A forest scene was drawn on it. Little woodland animals were all gathered around the forest clearing, and they looked like they were having a good time. Oh, it's like that one kanji. Rosa set it up on the table, and when she then lined up the ceramic figures like chess pieces in front of it, it became a band of forest animals. Isn't it wonderful? I saw it in a store window, and I was taken with it at a glance. This is a present for you for being such a good girl home alone, Maria. Thank you, Mama! Isn't it amazing? Amazing, Sakutaro? What's wrong with me? Look how many more friends we have. It was just like you said, Sakutaro. It was true, we have fun and lively time, and we did get more friends. See? Didn't I tell you? Look, we have more friends now. Look, we have more friends. Uru? Relieved that her gifts had been appreciated, Rosa suddenly remembered that she was filled with a several day of weariness. Mama, you really worked hard. You should take a shower. If you take a hot one, I'm sure your tiredness will go away. Want to take a bath? I'll choose what to put in the bath today. Thank you, but it's already late, so you get ready for bed. Mama's tired, so I'll just take a shower and go to bed right away. I'll have to get up early tomorrow. Yup, okay. Here, Mama, I'll take the coat for you. No, really, I can do it myself. Thank you? Your coat is full of smells from outside. Oh, sorry, dropped something. I'll pick it up, okay? When she had taken Rosa's coat, a receipt or a ticket stub of something had fallen out. It had been in Mama's pocket, so it was probably important. Maria hurriedly picked it up. It looked like a ticket for a green car or a Shinkansen or something, no idea what it is. Atami? Oh, this bitch went to Atami! Oh my god! Maybe it's a place famous for its hot springs? Just then. Oh. Yeah. A razor-sharp sound shattered the warm atmosphere. Instead of the Rosa who had been here just a second ago, a joy to a gift with her daughter and a full of weariness after returning home for the first time in several days, there stood a completely different person who looked exactly the same but had the most terrible of expressions on her face. Oh my god, just fucking chill out, woman. Who gives a shit? It's your fucking daughter. She doesn't even know what it means. In her hand was a ticket stub that Maria had picked up. She had stolen it from Maria's hand in an instant. After a few seconds delay, by the pen of her hand that has been hit and her mother's expression, Maria realized that she must done something wrong. But she didn't know what she has done that gotten her into trouble. It was probably because of the ticket stub-like thing. Was she not supposed to touch it?
Even though she had tried so hard to welcome her mama with fun and happiness, she had touched something important to her without asking and had ruined that pleasant atmosphere. Oh my god. It's really hard to be Rosa apologist, in this environment. So Maria apologized immediately. Sorry. Even though she must have heard those words of apology, Rosa's expression actually darkened. Maybe those words had been undesired? Maria didn't know what to do and cautiously watched to see how her mother would act. Then, even though it should have been such an important ticket stub, Rosa crushed it up and hurried off to her room. Maria didn't really understand what she has done wrong. Fucking Rosa, Jesus Christ. Yeah, see, Rosa is not written like a likable character, even though her situation, it should be taken with pretty much, high considerability. Because it's a really complicated situation to raise a kid by herself in 1980s Japan. I love 1980s Japan being my favorite. I must have done something I shouldn't have. That paper must have been something important for Mom's work, and I touched it without asking. Ru? You didn't do anything wrong, Maria. That's true. So look how happy we are tonight as well. Yeah, happy. And when Mama takes a bath and cleans her head, she'll go back to being a normal, nice mama. So you mustn't worry about it, Uru. You're right. Mama's tired too, after all. Mustn't worry about it. We are so very happy tonight. Uru? Please stop. I can't bear to watch this. Angie, I think you're looking for happiness in the wrong way. No, you're just delusional. You're the one who's wrong. How can you call this happiness? It's too painful for me to even watch it anymore. What is? That Mama suddenly got mad? That happens sometimes when people get tired. Condemning a person because of a momentary misplaced emotion isn't very adult of you, Angie. Where is this coming from? I can't believe I'm hearing this from a 9-year-old. But that's not the problem, is it? The ticket stub you picked up was clearly strange. How? There is nothing strange about it, and it has nothing to do with the happiness of that night. Aunt Rosa called you saying that she'd be staying over at work because of her job, right? Yeah, she actually went to Atari to the hot springs. Why Atami? Isn't it what you call a vacation? It means she left you behind and went on vacation, doesn't it? And you normally don't go on vacation by your... Sorry. It was weird. Even if it was a ticket for Atami, that alone doesn't make it proof that Mama lied and went on vacation, does it? She lied on the phone, changed her expression like that, and grabbed it from you. What more proof could you want? It must be from a business trip long ago, right? Or maybe she just happened to pick it up some treasure or something and put it in her pocket. It might have been a receipt from someone who works for her, who went on a business trip. What are we doing here? I thought we went through with this character arc in Butler's case. What are we seriously doing here? What are we trying to achieve? Are we talking about how Beatrice... Oh, I actually thought about it while I was taking a break. Does their talk about the truth is gonna be connected to the truth that Beatrice called truth? Maybe... because definition of the truth in quotations is so fucked up in this game. Maybe the truth that Beatrice said is interpretation as well? It might even be a receipt for someone who worked for her who went on a business trip. In that case, it was important for her work. It wasn't a toy, so I can't understand why Mama took it away. This evidence you're talking about is nothing more than circumstantial evidence. Imagination and delusions. Oh, this bitch. Jesus Christ. Are you This is crazy that there is part of Angie who imagining this Maria, and Maria who imagining another imaginary friend for her to keep her intact. And this imaginary Maria tells her that you fucking delusional for thinking, for interpreting objective facts.
Oh my god, this is so funny. I don't know over interpreting it so that my relationship with mama is bad. I'm the one who doesn't understand how you can interpret it in a way so convenient for Nancy Rosa. You're a bold child, Angie. There are fragments that could make you happy. So many of them scarred all about your feet and you can't find them. Instead, all of you find are unhappy fragments and you keep getting hurt over and over. That's why you get scared of being hurt. And you can't start even looking for happiness until after you finished making sure that there is nothing around you that could hurt you. It doesn't work because... Why? How? What? For what reason this shit was put in here? Like... I already went over it multiple times. Maria being so defensive about it, imaginary Maria being so defensive about it, is such a weird shit. Who thought of it? Like, why do we having these conversations? Those are not good. When I talk with you, Net-chan, it gets hard to tell which one of us isn't making sense. You know what? There are lots and lots of both happy and unhappy fragments, and the world is full of the brim with both kinds. So people who can find happiness right beside them won't be able to find no matter where they go looking. You are insane. You are insane like... Tiltil and Meltil, searching for the blue bird. Yeah, that story did have that moral. You're the complete opposite, Angie. You're searching for a world without a single happy fragment. But even that's the same... Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm super dumb. I'm sorry if I'm super dumb. Like, maybe it doesn't supposed to be... Maybe this specifically made to fucking take a reaction out of me because of how dumb it is. Like, no way game doesn't understand that. So why are we doing this? I don't get it. I don't get it. Like here, another fucking huge flaw is that because it doesn't reveal all the information at the same time, we get stuck with the scenes that doesn't make fucking sense. So you've been able to find your own happiness for all eternity. Shut the fuck up. Butler is Hansel, is he? Isn't he the bluebird? Give the rest already. In any event, I've got the point that a night of happiness was wasted because of a single scrap of paper that fell from a coat. It's scary, isn't it, that a single scrap of paper could do that? In that case, maybe the powers to get happiness back can also lie in a single scrap of paper, don't you think? No, please, just I don't wanna interact with any of this shit. Oh, this continues. Why? Just let me be. Why is Angie brings with herself the most interesting part of the story so far, which is this one, and the literally the worst part imaginable, which is like her schizo bullshit? Why can't this girl be normal? Just when she had finally been able to bond with Maria after so long, Rosa's face twisted with a mixture of anger, sadness, and fierce self-hatred as she flew into her room and closed the door. Maria's sorry had stuck into her chest more sharply than any night. Yeah, we know. Rosa is a shitty mother. We know. Okay, let's move fucking on. Oh, then she noticed a cute envelope placed on a study table. It was probably something that had come with the girls' magazine. To Mama, some of my happiness for you to share, it said. She took it, hesitated, opened it, and read what was inside. Then, after dotting the surface of a paper with two large tears, She flew out of the room, hugged Maria from behind as she headed for the bedroom, buried her face into her daughter's back, and cried. And realizing that she was the only one who should be saying sorry, she apologized to her. And then Maria asked why. She gave no answer. See? I'm losing my mind. Ooh, what is this? Shut up! Already made up. A little thing that was absolutely nothing to worry about because of our friendliness between Mama and me. Your happiness too painful for me. I don't understand you feeling more or less, Angie. Until I realized my power. It's not power, you're fucking delusional! Even if I was like you, a sorry child who could only fight fragments filled with misfortune. Like, I can't take it. This is too much for me. If this, in the end, going to be some fucking insane shit connected to Angie, I'm self-destructing. Like, you fucks should be happy that you made Beatrice in this game. Like, the only worthy character of playing it, by the way. What is that power? The power that I don't have, but you do. You are saying that we are not having... that me not having it is the reason I have misery and you have joy? Just what is the thing that you can describe except with an abstract word like power? Yeah, it's magic! I'm sorry! Your happiness is painful for me. I don't understand the feeling more or less, Angie, until I realize my power. What's the power? Yeah, that's why you wanna know, isn't it, Angie? That's why you've been reading my story all this time. Of course I'll teach you. The secret is the power, and I did teach you about it long ago. When you were little, you know. Did you forget? Don't worry, you'll be able to remember. Now, No, she! She will teach you. She? Who's that? I shall teach you in Maria's place. Who said this? Beatrice. I can't fucking believe it's fucking Beatrice propaganda. Who would have thought the dumbest shit ever would be a Beatrice propaganda? Like, oh my god. Can you guys shut up? Like... Even though Beatrice is annoying, I don't think Beatrice is a villain. Villain. Shremia family is a real villain here. I don't give a fuck. Beatrice is not a villain. Like, all of these fuckers are insane. The power that Maria has, but you do not. Yup, the power I have, but you do not. At least right now they came up clean and was like, yeah, magic is a delusion, guys. Magic is a delusion. That is magic. Maria and Beata said it together, and they had started giggling because they had said it in the same time. Krill yourself, krill yourself, krill yourself. It was an innocent behavior which seems somehow unlike Beata. Yes, this bitch, you can't trust her. Oh, we're here again, huh? Black tea was arranged on a table in a peaceful garden, and Beata, Maria, and Sakutaro, who was sitting in Maria's lap, were having fun chatting. I hate you guys. I hate this Beata also. I see, so he's called Sakutaro. And your best friend, you say? Uru? It's nice to meet you, my name is Sakutaro. I fucking hate Sakutaro too. Sakutaro is shy, so he's nervous right now. It's okay, Beatrice. It's my wonderful friend too. I wonder if this scarf is something. Because it's kind of... Because of the little crest,
It kind of associates with bunny girls, like because of a military teaming. I wonder if Maria Stoios is like, could be an demon or something? I don't know. Sakataro is shy, so he's nervous right now. It's okay. Beatrice is my wonderful friend too. Uru? Are your friends my friends? Yeah. Uru, then I'm Beatrice's friend too? Yeah. Uru. Maria, do things like this happen frequently for you in your everyday life? Things? Is breathing a soul of magic into inorganic matter and giving it life this way? No fucking way. No fucking way. Why are they doing this to me? Okay, I'm stupid. I'm sorry for that I said all those mean things. Please, please just let me go. I don't want to read this anymore. Please, let me go back to the future and read a cool story about Angie being real. Is breathing a soul of magic into inorganic matter and giving it life in this way a commonplace practice for you? Sakudara isn't inorganic matter. He's a lion cub. Okay, I hate Maria for this, but I don't hate Beatrice because Beatrice is not real. And Maria is real. Maria is like delusional. A stuffed animal makes for excellent vessel. Therefore, when it is spoken, shut up, to by innocent child without toxin, it is not uncommon for a spirit to take up residence within in an attempt to respond to them. Shut up. According to Beatrice, when a child plays with dolls, the dolls sometimes gain an actual will and converse with them, in rare cases, even moving on their own. Is this what happened with you, Beatrice? However, the power that they can imbue into such a vessel is very weak due to their innocence. Ooh! Eva Beatrice made her toys something. Theory confirmed. Even a tiny bit of a toxin from a human's common sense gets involved and tells them that there is no way a doll can talk or move. It instantly reverts to being an ordinary non-speaking doll. However, this Sakutara stuffed animal of yours is different. Sakutara is a stuffed animal, but he's not just a stuffed animal. Uru, lion cub. Gru. I feel like because I put any effort in it, it became like worse. Sakutara is a lion cub, but he's still. But I'm not gonna stop putting effort in. I'm sorry, but he's still a kid, so he can say "gar" sometimes. Uru. Beatrice let out a sigh of admiration as she gazed at Maria playing around with Sakutara at the table loaded with tea. How incredible! This Sakutara, with the core of a cloth and cotton vessel, has completely manifested into the human world. He has his own character, talks with his summoner freely, and even moves by its own will. Sometimes Beatrice seems like she's a writer of the story or something. Like she's the one who makes rules here or something. I mean, she does in a way, but that's not exactly what I'm talking about. I wonder if she becomes the human in the end. I wonder what's gonna happen. I'm so glad we are right now in a part that does not connect it to the main plot in any case whatsoever. He has his own character, talks with his summoners freely and even move in by his own will. And what is more surprising is that you did not summon him by name as being from another world, but created him out of a sea of zero. Shut up. After that, Maria boasted to Beato that Sakutara wasn't her only friend, and that when she went home, there would be plenty more of them. She claimed that there were other similar stuffed animals, and those who, like Sakutara, could talk and move on their own will. It was something natural to Maria. It was natural for stuffed animal to talk, move, and become her friends of their own free will. When she heard Maria speak of it this way, Beatrice as a witch felt the respect bordering on awe. Maria, without a doubt, that power of yours is magic. It's magic? But I'm still a witch apprentice. I'm not able to use magic yet. No, it is magic indeed. You may be an apprentice since you are unable to use it in full awareness of a fact, but even so, that power is magic. What power this magic has? Jesus Christ. Truly fearing to an evil witch to encourage delusions? The manifestation of your friend Sakutaro is excellent proof of that. Manifestation? So you know word interpretation, but you don't know word manifestation? In your case, it may even be fitting to call it creation. A piece of inorganic matter that would have no soul at all in another's hand has a soul imbued into it through your magic. Furthermore, you are using strong powers to keep it tethered to the human world. In the era so filled with a toxin that denies magic, maintaining the magical power necessary to manifest a being to the degree that it can exist in an independent life form, it's not so easy even for me. It isn't hard to create a soulless being in any numbers. However, creating a being with a soul is very difficult. Beato declared this definitely. Don't really understand what you're saying, Beato. You're saying Sakutaro is amazing? I'm saying that you and Sakutaro both are marvelous. You may feel proud. Yes, that which Kinzo desired above all else seemed to dwell most strongly within you. Can we come back to Kinzo going to the dinner? It was really interesting part of a plot. I wonder why the fuck it cut off by this bullshit. Don't have a clue why you praising me so much. Right, Sakutaro? Uru? What is truly admirable is not only that you have caused a soul to reside in a starved animal, it is the fact that it is the fact that by that act you have changed your own worldview. Your powers to create something from nothing is beyond exceptional. It's called delusion. It is simple to make 100 from 1. However, creating 1 from 0 is not easy. When you become a full witch, you may not only be a match for me, but might even grow into the great witch that I must cause knowledge is superior. The witch of origins, perhaps. I too am greatly looking forward to your future. Beata said I have a talent as a witch! Isn't it great, Maria? Ru? Beata, thank you for praising Maria. There is no need to thank me, Sakutaro. The red scarf truly suits you, and I'm envious of the talent of your masters that enable her to create a friend like you. Oh! Is he gonna jump from a building? By any means. Fuck. It was bad Kageo Pro joke because I don't really remember anything that's going on with Kageo Pro. Was his suicide gonna change the trajectory of all the people around him? Uru, thanks for complimenting my scarf. I've got a present from Maria. I really like it. And its size is truly as if it was created just for you. In light of this, I see that I must also give my new friend some kind of present. Beato, you giving Sakutaro a present? A gift from which must be something with magical power, of course. In that case, so that your friend can remain your friend for all time, and so you can have even more fun playing with him. I shall give Sakutaro my magic powers. It should allow him to achieve an even stronger manifestation. Sakutaro Ikemen? I'll be able to have much more fun playing with Sakutaro? How? Uru? What could it be, Maria? Is it something scary? Don't worry. Beata won't do anything scary. Right, Beatrice? I'm certain that he will like it. Let us see then. Yes, in order to achieve a stronger manifestation, a stronger image will be necessary. Well, now, what to do? Beata folded her arms and thought about what she could do to please them the most. No way.
away, bitch! At the moment, there appears the form of yet another witch. That's Beata Masters, Virgilia. Virgilia was truly a great witch. Since Maria already thought of Beata as a great witch, the person Beata called a great witch must have been a great witch. According to Beata, not even she could hold a candle to this witch when it came to magical powers. My, I thought I've heard some cheery voices. What a fun tea party this seemed to be. Oh, Master! Perfect timing! I want you to take a look on this lion cup. I hear he's Maria's new friend. Ho ho ho. What an adorable little lion. I wonder if he can greet me. Hello, nice to meet you. Uru, I'm Sakutaro. Sakutaro got back down to Maria's lap and greeted Virgilia with half of his face poking out over the edge of a table. He seemed to be very nervous since this was a witch that even Beata called Master. What a lovely name. As a reward for giving such a good greeting, here's a sweet for you. After waving her head about, Virgilia had the palm of her hand upwards and made a movement as though lightly grasping some of the air. Let me free. Then she held a closed fist out in front of Sakutaro. And when she opened it, there lay one of those individually wrapped cough drops. Uru, it's a candy! Maria, oh wow! Isn't it nice, Sakutaro? Make sure to thank her. Uru, thank you very much for the candy. Bow. Even though Virgilia was a great witch, she still treated the stuffed animal like Sakutaro to an elegant greeting. Still, Master, cough drops? Are you someone's granny or something? Can you at least pull out some strawberry milk candy? How mean. Perhaps I won't give you candy anymore? Sorry. Well done, Maria. Take out your grimoire, and of course, your writing tools. Okay, taking it out. Are you writing something? Oh, what's happening now? I will use a magic I learned from you, Master. Magic to make a resident of another world manifest into a vessel. I think that by applying that, I may be able to further strengthen the power manifesting these friends of Maria. I want to give that as a gift to Maria and her friend. I see. It shouldn't be difficult for a being that has already manifested. That seemed like it will turn out to be a wonderful gift. Well then, I shall offer that modest help I can. If you shall be signing for magic personality as a witness, Master, that is greatly encouraging. Rejoice, Maria. This shall be a wonderful gift. Uru, what's happening? It isn't scary, is this? Is it? Don't know, but don't think it's scary. Wonder what it is. Exciting, huh? Beata bowed the grimoires from Maria's handbag and majestically rifled through the pages. Then, finding an empty page, almost those with magic circles drawn on them, she flattened the book out. And after staring at Sakutaro with a smirk, she suddenly started darting her pen across the page. It was something like a written proclamation made by a witch to hire other words, magic which would take an effect by Beatrice writing and Virgilia giving her signature as a witness. Maria didn't understand what Beata was doing at first, but partway through, she figured out the wonderful magic power of this document, and her eyes began to sparkle. Uru? What is this, Maria? What is she drawing? Uru? Sakutaro was in her lap, so he didn't know what was being written on the table. But even if he had seen, Sakutaro probably wouldn't have understood. That's amazing, Sakutaro! Wait a bit! Almost done! Beata, that's awesome! When it comes to writing documents of power, this child's talent is splendid. I expect you could even work as a secretary in another world. How is it? It should be possible. After she had completed the thing that
she had been so intensely concentrating on, Beata looked over the document again from a distance. It seemed she was fairly satisfied with her work. And Maria, upon also picking it all, let out a cry of wonder. "That's amazing, Beato! So cute! By the name of a golden witch Beatrice, I hereby acknowledge Sakutaro, Maria's child. Master, if you sign as a witness." "Yes, yes. By the name I stand to witness to and acknowledge this oath. It is done." Virgilia signed, completing the proclamation. It was a powerful document that proclaimed to the beings of the higher worlds that Sakutaro had most certainly manifested in the human world. So, is he becoming a human or not? Sakutaro, created by Maria, has received the recommendation of the two witches Beatrice and Virgilia, and in this very moment the higher world has accepted his existence. That was the great magic of manifestation. According to Beato, it was apparently an incredible stroke of luck that Virgilia had been here, because the power residing in the proclamation would change drastically depending on the number and the ranks of witches signing it. Virgilia in particular had many friends in the higher world, so her signature gave the proclamation power with which Beata couldn't even compare. With this proclamation, I accept thee, Sakutaro, as an individual with thine own sense of self, and I welcome thee as a friend in accordance with the treaty of magic, miracle, sorcerer? Henceforth, Sakutaro, thou art our common friend, and as a gift I shall bestow upon you a form appropriate to this status. Ikemen! 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 Accepted. With the grimoire still open to the page with proclamation, she turned around and handed it to Maria. Okay, I'm gonna be satisfied with Sakutaro being an actual lion. I'm gonna be fine with this. Maria showed it to Sakutaro to her lap. When Sakutaro beheld the proclamation, in his body made of cloth and cotton, he felt something hot and pride begin to dwell. Even as he looked around, nervous at the sensation that he had never felt before, that power straightened, and eventually a bright light completely swallowed him up. Ikemen! Ikemen! Uru? Uru, uru, uru! Oh, fuck! Oh no, not the mascot! Oh no, we fucked it up! I'm sorry, my magic wasn't strong enough! Oh no! Oh no! I'm sorry, fellas. I fucked it up. This is awful. This is like Teddy from Persona 4 type of shit. I hate it. And when that light disappeared, there Maria's friend Sakutaro held a new form and existed. Yeah, fuck you guys. Ooh, time to look at him. Ouch. Sakutaro, beloved furniture of Lady Maria, witch of mirage sorcery. Her existence is Lady Maria pure word hide itself. This is awful. This design is awful. Oh, can you see? He has like a little shoes. He holds a decoration as a diplomat, and all witches, weapons, and furniture in the Alliance, and even demons and divine spirits is contact with the Alliance are not permitted to take aim at him. Oh, he's like natural. He's like Red Cross in a war or something. I don't know. Can't believe the drip. Can't believe the drip of this guy. Why couldn't he be an Ikemen? Why not? Oh, whatever. There, Maria's friend Sakutaro held a new form and existed. Good thing he had a voice now. I made him a voice. You're cute, Sakutaro. Really cute. Uru? Uru. Does it really suit me? Isn't it embarrassing? This is a very lovely form, Sakutaro-chan. I felt that the scarf was his secret champion, you see? Yeah, he's literally a Yano. And the ears! Animal ears are nice indeed. They're cute. Allow me to nibble at them later. you, Beatrice. Thank you so much for this wonderful present. There is no need for thanks. This is Marilyn I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry. I would have go for a little bit more, but holy fuck, this is life draining. This is so bad. Like, what are we doing? I understand that you said it's gonna be 200 hours, but holy fuck. I didn't agree for all the fucking filler content that you put in. What are you doing? You have a one story to tell, and it's pretty good for the most part. If you actually concentrate on the story, why don't you just fucking sit here and do it? Oh, I understand. This this part is supposed to be like smoke and mirrors and sand in your fucking eyes, but this is humiliating. Okay, whatever. I'm just a crazy person. I'm just as delusional as Maria. I'm sorry. That's not supposed to upset me that bad. I mean, it doesn't actually upset me. It's just such a huge waste of my time. Whatever. Okay. I'm coming back on Friday. See you then. Thank you for watching if you watched. I'm going to go and take a really hot shower. I'm so dramatic. I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.